Well, before her disappearance, Gabby Petito documented her cross-country journey with her fiancé online. When she was reported missing on September 11th, the case was everywhere, including on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. As it turns out, social media users may have helped authorities find Gabby, but the hunt still continues for her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who is a person of interest in the case. Jerika Duncan reports on this week's 48 Hours.
In July 2021, Gabby Petito and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, began what looked like a romantic adventure full of promise.
I love the van.
Rose Davis, one of Gabby's closest friends, says the couple was in love, but there was also something going on behind the scenes.
I was concerned with them spending that much time together. When I was last seeing them and everything, they were rocky.
On August 12th, Moab, Utah police were dispatched when a 911 caller reported seeing a confrontation between Gabby and Brian.
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just sorry. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It's unclear if officers at the scene were given the details of the 911 call. Gabby never mentioned Brian hitting her, but Brian told police that Gabby attacked him. Police separated them for the night and they continued their journey. Gabby would go missing 2 weeks later. The cross-country journey documented on social media turned into a cross-country virtual search party. The question was, where was Gabby Petito?
Brian got back to Florida to here in Northport September 1st after she was last heard from on the 25th. He was in her van but did not come back with her. They'd been seen on police body cam video on the 12th in Utah after an argument led to a police investigation there. Nobody was arrested. No charges were filed. Brian admitted to police officers there that you saw on the body cam footage that the time they had spent together was weighing on their relationship and leading to arguments. This case, of course, now takes on increased urgency as there's a missing persons case.
One van life couple had been paying close attention to Gabby's story, Kyle and Jen Bethune. When Jen saw a post that Gabby and Brian had been in the Tetons in Wyoming on the same night that they had been, she rushed to her computer to view footage of their trip.
And I saw that white speck of van, and I was like, please keep going, please keep going. And it did, and it got bigger and bigger.
We just some reason instantly knew that it was hers.
The Bethunes say they called the FBI and uploaded their footage to the FBI website. The next day came the announcement that everyone had been dreading.
Human remains were discovered.
Gabby's remains had been found a 4-minute walk from where the Bethunes had spotted the van.
And now this breaking news just moments ago. Authorities say Brian is also missing.
We're continuing to follow the search for Brian Laundrie. It's been over a week since anyone has heard from him. Just yesterday, the investigation into his fiancée, Gabby Petito, went from a missing persons case to a homicide. And now search crews are focusing their attention on this nature reserve in Venice. And that's where Fox 13's Kimberly Cuisin joins us live. So, Kim, you have been following this story since day one. Walk us through what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve in the first place.
Hi, Linda. Well, what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve was Brian Laundrie's parents. Now, keep in mind, on Friday night, when they reported him, quote, missing, they told investigators that this was the area that Brian was coming to on Tuesday. They said that they saw him walk out of their house with a backpack, supposedly jump into that Mustang, and go to the Myakkahatchee entrance, which goes into the Carlton Reserve. So they're basing this search on tips from the parents at this point in time.
We are out here, Laundrie family. Why don't you give a public statement and ask Brian to turn himself in? How come when Gabby was missing, you didn't help with the search? You need to come forward and give authorities information and cooperate immediately. Not tomorrow, not the next day, now.
We're looking through wooded areas. We're looking through bodies of water. We're looking through swampy areas, and we're deploying the resources to be able to do that. We have air units, we have drones, we have the swamp buggies, air boats, multiple law enforcement agencies, we have ATVs, we have UTVs, and we have officers on foot as well. So we're deploying every resource to get through any terrain that we encounter in our search areas.
All right, so you know him as Dog the Bounty Hunter, but his real name is Dwayne Chapman. The reality TV personality visited the family home of Brian Laundrie on Saturday afternoon. He knocked on the door several times, even getting the neighbors to come out of their homes to see who was on their street. Other than looking around the side of the home, the bounty hunter saw no action. No one answered the door.
So the reason I went to Mr. Landry is because I carry a reputation with me. So the next step that I have is to, now we work off leads, okay? We don't have a crystal ball where we can say, oh, there's where he's at. Well, now we work off leads. Somebody knows something.
Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Bring Gabby home! Where's Gabby? Laundrie! Where's Gabby?
We are learning more about a trip Brian Laundrie's parents took recently to Fort DeSoto Park in Pinellas County. According to police, they visited the campground after Brian returned to Florida and before Gabby's body was found.
We're down here in Florida in Fort DeSoto. It's almost dark. So we had a very good lead come up today that he was down here in this park not very far away. We checked our lead out. It is confirmed. The parents were down here 2 times. It was September 1st through the 3rd and September 6th through the 8th. They registered to stay at this park. They were registered, went through the gate, they're on camera, they were here. And they did enter, they did come here. Allegedly, what we're hearing is 2 people left on the 8th, 3 people came in on the 6th, and 2 people left on the 8th. I think he's been here for sure.
Pinellas County shows Brian's mother, Roberta, made a camping reservation at Fort DeSoto Park from September 6th through the 8th. There are new questions about the Laundrie family's visit to the waterfront campground at Fort DeSoto Park. 11 days after Roberta Laundrie's reservation that began on Labor Day Monday, the parents reported their son missing to Northport police. Laundrie family attorney Stephen Bertolino tells 8 on Your Side the family camped from 9/6 to 9/7 and they all left the park.
We have some new developments tonight in the search for Brian Laundrie. The Laundrie family attorney says that Brian's father, Christopher Laundrie, was asked to assist law enforcement in their search of the Carlton Reserve today. The attorney added that the Northport police postponed his participation, saying, quote, "The Laundries are hopeful there will be another opportunity to assist." End quote. A spokesman for Northport Police also told Fox News tonight his department did not make that request, nor would they be the asking agency in an FBI-led investigation. Meantime, the family of Gabby Petito, they're speaking out. After the last few days, they have appeared on the Dr. Phil show. Gabby's parents and step-parents are opening up, saying at the end of August, they were concerned for both Brian and Gabby after they hadn't heard from them. It wasn't until after contacting detectives that they learned Brian was home, Gabby was not. They told Dr. Phil that his parents never responded to any of their calls or any of their texts, and that it's all been an emotional roller coaster.
How do you feel about it?
I'm angry. I know who the last person was that was with her. I can't point fingers until we know for sure, but...
Gabby's family went on to tell Dr. Phil they do believe Brian is alive, and they asked Brian to turn himself in.
Check mic. Alright guys, I am so sorry about all these technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It just keeps having all kinds of problems earlier when I went to go live, I pressed the live button and the computer shut off on me. It's not like I have cheap equipment. I'm running on a Mac and multiple screens. Man, it's been a rough go. Pressed the live button, shut down on me. Then I was finally able to get the computer to restart. Once I got the computer to restart, then Windows wouldn't load properly. That's when I told you guys I would have to come back on at 10. I had to restart the computer again, which sucks when I have a live prepared because I got all my windows ready to show you guys. So everything's a little bit all over the place now. And then just now when I tried to speak into the mic, for some reason the settings on my mic were changed. I was trying to talk. I couldn't get it to work. Thank God that it wasn't my whole mic, just for some reason wasn't working. I figured out what it was really quick. It's been a rough night. Getting mean texts from people at the same time all of a sudden. It's been all over the place, guys. So anyway, welcome to the FlightLife YouTube channel, home of the Truth Tracker series. Here at FlightLife, we do all things audio and video editing. And the Truth Tracker side series started a while back ago, back around the Las Vegas shooting time period, when a couple of us got together and decided, well, if we can shoot awesome video content, why not use those same skills for good? Like, for example, we've been digging into the Gabby Petito case. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I cut that little simple video together, but it kind of gives a timeline of events that you guys just watched. Checking over in the comments. What's up, Frying Squirrel? Frying Squirrel was in here the whole time chatting with me. Epiphany Tarrant. I seen John Curtis. We're going to look at the, I know I put official timeline. Maybe I should change that because I guess that could get construed as I'm talking about the official timeline, even though I don't know if anybody's really released an official timeline. To be honest, I think I've done the most thorough timeline, so maybe I shouldn't put official timeline. That's a good point. What's up, Chris? Nice to see you back in the chat. What's up, man? Kofix, I see you, and I'm gonna read some of your comments really quickly. I'm just jumping back after all these computer issues I was having. John Curtis sounds like he's from the Las Vegas shooting investigation, because he was talking about Brian Shields. I know about Brian Shields. I haven't been following a lot of people's videos though on the Las Vegas shooting investigation. I got so divulged into that shooting that I backed away for a while, and then I was having a bunch of YouTube problems at the same time. Make sure you guys can't hear my phone. You can notifications, but not my voice. So I took a break from it. When I started investigating, it's like I have no life. So, Epiphany Tarrant said, math question. It's 14 hours from the gas station in Benton. I'll go to Northport, and he arrived at 10:30 a.m. in Northport. Could we backtrack the drive times to see when he left Wyoming? What we're going to do is, so listen to this, guys. This is really awesome. And it actually, one of the commenters, or someone who emailed me showed me a way. If you remember when we were looking at this, so remember when we were looking at their Instagram pages and we were looking at the stories at the top here, right? So if I click on a story, and remember at the top when we were looking at this, we could see it said 13 weeks up here at the top, and we could see a picture, right? But we couldn't narrow down the exact day. Well, someone who was watching the video that day wrote me and said, hey, I realized when you go like this, watch this, guys. When you go up over the 13 weeks, it tells you the exact day on the stories. Every story picture has an exact date, just like the Instagram post. And that's huge. That's major. That changes a lot of things on my map and everything, because it had to be summed together by what the weeks were. So we're going to be digging back into that, and we're going to be looking back at the map. This ain't going to be no 9-hour live stream. We're going to run through a good portion of the map quickly, and then I'm going to show you the new updates, which change. Actually, in my first map video, I was actually incorrect about their travel path. So we're going to have to go back and look at that. But I made some notes from people who emailed me and people who were commenting, and I want to get to them real quick. I'll pull them up. So one of the commenters, sometimes comments or emails, they leave their name, so I'll shout them out on the live stream, and sometimes they don't. So one, let me change this over to this, or no, yeah, let's change it over to this. If the live cuts off, I'm sorry guys, or if I have any computer problems, I'll let you know in the chat. So far so good, not having any issues right now, so we are good. So I got a lot of comments on the missing seat cover. Was there a missing seat cover in the van that went missing? So I pulled up some pictures and I combined them together right here to show you guys. So as you can see, in the top picture is the body cam footage from when the police stopped Gabby and Brian near Arches National Park. And that's the top picture up there, is one of the body cam. It's a picture from one of the body cam footages. And then down here is a picture of the police impound once they got Gabby Petito's van back to the impound. And if you look up here, as we can see in the picture, behind the seat are seat covers. And I believe you can see another seat cover on that seat. See that? And then when we go down and we look at the impound photo, which who's to say that the police didn't take the seat covers off? So I'm looking at this because people were emailing me and asking me, hey, what's up, Simka? Nice to see you. People were emailing me and commenting and asking me to take a look at it. So if you look down here at the police impound photo, and I brightened up this a little bit so you guys could see it, there is no seat cover. I believe there is a seat cover on the passenger seat, but there's no seat cover on the driver's seat. And it almost looks like the police, it could be on the glass though, on the front windshield here, but it looks like the police were actually swabbing or rubbing something across the front seat. Now an interesting point here is, see this flower pot right here? So I really dug deep about our last video when we were looking at, hey, what's up, soldier girl? So I really dug deep at things in the van from our last live stream. And I was looking at the things behind the van, and I can show you that here. So I managed to get this down to just a short sequence of shots where we can move through and look at the van. So as we remember in our last live stream, we really dug in and measured the objects behind the van. Right here. Unless for some reason, okay, here we go. So if we zoom in, the big question is, what is this? And we really tried to look at it and examine it, and we speculated. One of the questions was, I got an email from a guy who said to me that him and his wife were watching the examination video of these objects behind the van here, and he's a mechanic. So he was watching the video and he's looking at it, and I think I got his notes jotted down right here. Hold on one second. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, here we go. Measure the strange object. What looks to be a book behind the van. Debbie D. Loach husband is a mechanic and said it could be a CV axle. A tarp/blanket and a jack would be necessary to help change a CV axle, and I checked earlier, it's a front wheel drive, so it would have them. Can you do the length of that item? It would tell us if that may be what it is, and which side it was. May help explain all the walking Brian was doing around that time. So Debbie DeLoach, it's on the driver's side back wheel. Driver's side back wheel. And if we look, what he is wondering about, and I'm going to show you guys, what he's wondering about is not the book looking object. See the object behind it right here? Make sure you guys are seeing it properly. Oh yeah, let me full screen. Sorry about that. So see the see this object behind it? Kind of looks, remember I was saying it kind of looks like a bowling pin and then another bowling pin. He's wondering about that. Now the only thing I would say here is we measured that book and it was small. Now I don't know how big a CV axle is, but when we put this book looking object, I'm not saying it's a book, I'm saying it looks like a book. When we cut it out and we put it next to the flip-flops, which we know are 11 inches, we speculated and pretty much proved almost without any shadow of doubt last time that these flip-flops were Brian's, because we measured it and they came out to 11 inches, which we speculated that Brian's shoe size is 11 inches, or a size 11. And we also tested the same ruler out that measured the flip-flop sizes right here with multiple other items in the van, on the van, and they seemed to all match up with the same length, so we knew we had an accurate ruler. I got so many comments from people saying, oh, why did you go through measuring all this and measuring all that? You had it, why didn't you measure it once? Because I had to make sure I had an accurate ruler, guys. Like, you know, I can measure this object and it seemed right, then go measure the brake light and it says 10 feet. You know that ruler isn't accurate. So I'm trying to get an accurate ruler not only for measuring the flip-flops, but measuring the brake light, measuring the tire, measuring the gas cap cover. So I had to go through multiple things until the ruler seemed exactly correct. So when we put the book looking object up to, and we're going to get back to that flower pot, don't forget about that, the crime scene photo. When we put the book looking object up to the flip-flops, it was really way smaller. It was extremely small. So I don't know how big his CV axle is, but the mechanic is talking about the object behind it right here, and he would like me to measure that, which I can do. So real quick, we're not going to go through all those ruler things again like we had to last time, because I know that the flip-flops, when I went through it last time, came out to be 11 inches. So we're just going to measure that and type it in. And then we're going to measure what could possibly he believes be a possible CV axle. And it's a curious thought to think, well, what if the van did break down? And what if that explains why Brian was out hitchhiking? But that was days after this, when he was out hitchhiking. Also, we're going to go back through that in the map. So, we know this came out to about 11 inches. Okay. So now we're just going to measure this object. And hopefully he'll see this video. So up here, this object comes out to about 9.52. So that, yeah, 9.52, 9 inches and some change. Jumping back over to the comments real quick. Elisa, hey Elisa. Nice to see you in the chat. Do you have the picture of Gabby holding the gun? No, I could try to look it up while I'm on the stream though, Elisa. John Curtis. Looks like the flip-flop is blown out on the left side. No, well what it is we'll re-examine that. I want to show you one more thing real quick, John, and I'll show you that it's actually, if you look at it closer, it's two flip-flops next to each other. Frying Squirrel said, oh yeah, I see what he's talking about. It does look like a front drive shaft when you say that. Yeah, that's with the guy who's a mechanic who was watching the video said. And yeah, the measurement comes out to 9.52 from what I can see here. About that. 9 inches, 0.52. Elisa said it looks like the gun that Gabby is holding in one of her pictures. It could be, Elisa. It could be. I don't think anybody can for sure tell exactly what it is, but I don't think it's a gun because when we measured it, it's so small. Like, real small. Now, I do know I think the gun was small, but to me, it's just like, why would a gun just be laying in the wide open? I mean, I could understand if he was rushing into the van. I'm going to show you something I think it is, though, tonight. Frying Squirrel said, I just don't think Brian was handy enough to yank a CV joint. Right. True that. That's a good point. John said he always charged the battery with a power pack jumper. Yeah, I have a picture of that, actually. If you guys want to see a picture. Because I was actually looking for objects that would fit this shape. And look, I'll show you a picture I took. Good point. Who said that? John said that. So I actually have a picture of that. Look right here. So I took this off of one of their stories. So look, there's a toolbox he's holding in his hand. And you can't see the top of him. But this is from the van life video. He's holding a toolbox and then I believe a jump box. And it kind of reminded me because I'm trying to find objects that look like what's in the picture that we were just looking at. So I'm like, oh, this has got a handle on it. That's got a handle on it. But then this has a big orange square on it. So I don't think it could be maybe buried in the grass. If this was buried in the grass and that's the top we're seeing without his hand in it. If it was like half buried in the grass. But I feel like we would see this orange square then. So maybe it's this one. And then I'm like, well, no, because it can't sit at that angle. It would sit taller. So I did have a picture of that. Good point, John. Let me jump back to your comments. Frying Squirrel, it requires a huge, enormous socket to get that bolt off the end of a CV joint. True, true. Elisa, I believe it's either on Gabby or Brian's Instagram. Okay. I don't think it's on their Instagram because I didn't see it. I think it's somewhere else. I have to look for it. Epiphany Terror. Think it looks like a gun too. Has that been measured? The object on top. Yeah, we measured it a lot in the last video, but I'll measure it again really quick. So the object on top. I mean, it only comes out to like. I mean, if you want to break it at an even number, 5 inches. It really comes out to about, let me see, about like 4.87. 4 inches, 0.87. And then the thing at the bottom of it, and I'm going to show you something I think looks close to this. This book looking thing at the bottom of it comes out to about 6.56. 6 inches and some change. But look, we went over this last time and I pointed out some things to you guys. I'm going to jump back to your comments in 1 second, but I want to show you something interesting. So see that object right there? So if we go back to this photo, I think I have a better photo of it. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully I saved that photo. Where are you? I have to pull it up. Let's pull this one up for right this second. So see this flower pot right here? I have a better picture of it I'm going to show you. But this takes on the shape, right? And then if you look, when you start analyzing this, it almost looks like this is like a shadow. Like the box looks like it goes in kinda. But this box looking thing or book, it actually isn't shaped like a book, guys. It's more, if you look at it closely, when you look at this closely, okay? I'm going to show you a little bit better. So all I'm going to do here is darken the shadows so you can see the whole surrounding of the object. So look, this is all shadow. I'll zoom back out too in a minute. But look, it doesn't go in a book shape. It goes up like this, kinda. And then it kinda comes to a point. It's kinda like almost like a butt pan. It like comes to a point. And it's like that shape. See that shape? It looks like the garden box a little bit to me. So that was in the front dash, and I have a better picture of it if I can pull it up. So let me zoom out. You'll be able to see these shadows better now. So look, it looks like the garden box in the front dash. That's the closest I could find to what that is the garden box. And the garden box in this picture, if you look, and I have a better picture I'm going to show you, has an object that sticks out the top, and it goes from one end to the middle. See, like that's both of them next to each other. And I have a better picture. Can you see it up here too? Look, see the thing in the middle? It goes halfway down the garden box. But I'm going to leave that up for 1 second. I'm going to try to pull up the picture really quick for you guys. Hold on 1 second. If the computer will let me. Which is not acting like it wants to let me. Hold on a second, guys. Interesting, computer. Just keep throwing them at me, computer. Alright. So hold on 1 second, guys. Let me get a better picture of it. See, when my computer crashed on me earlier, it changed all my screens around. So now I'm kind of off track a little bit, so just be a little patient with me, guys. Maybe, maybe not. Where are you, picture? Maybe, maybe not. So that picture might be gone, guys. Well, I remember where it is. I gotcha. I remember where it is. So if you go on Brian's Instagram page and you go to green, I'm going to show you a good picture of it. So Brian was real into plants. So look, here's another box looking object, okay? Look, it's glass. So that kind of takes on the shape too. And they put these in the front dash of the van. So if we keep looking, here's another one, or this could be the same one. See, it takes on the same shape of that object. But they have wooden ones. So here's a good shot of them. Kind of looks like it takes on that shape. Here's more shots, and see how they put objects in the middle of them? Oh, maybe it's not here. Dang on it. Dang. Maybe it's right here. Nope. Tag on it. I thought I had it for you guys. There's a really good shot of it in one of these. Nope. There's one. That might be the same one. There's another one though that has a big object down it in the middle. Dang, man. Lost track of it. So yeah, we might have to come back to that one. It might be on Gabby's page. Whoops. There it is. Got it. Alright, see this flower pot right here? See that big thing right here on the far right? Tell me that couldn't resemble the object we're seeing. As a vehicle is moving, going by, and it's made of glass, and it reflects off the color of the ground, which it looks like that object does. And then it has this bowl looking thing coming up one side of it. Now this is all speculation, but that's the closest I could find to what that kind of looks like. That's the closest object in the van that I could find. Jumping back to your comments really quick. Watched the other day and liked the second time on... Oop, I missed it. The rest of it. Phoebe Beach. Didn't they pitch the tent out there where she was found? Or was that a rumor? Supposedly they did, Phoebe. Elisa? Phoebe, that's what her dad said, yes. Lourdes G? Maybe he hit her with the garden box and he put it outside to get rid of it too. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's in close proximity where they always fought. Maybe she hit him and then... Because didn't he have something wrong with his ear? Elisa, and there was a fire pit too. John Curtis, approximately 30 feet before the van in the clearing by the road, I see 2 tracks / footprints, Bigfoot, broken twigs, sticks close by. We'll go back to that because I have some notes on that. Okay, I see why you calling it a flower pot. It looks so white at the bottom. I mean the object. I know. Another thing it really kind of looks like to me too, and this is another big speculation, is the guitar broken. Like, it has that same looking shape as the guitar. But I don't see the stem of the guitar unless it was like buried in the grass right here. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like, oh, it looks like wood. I don't see it. Her dad said they pitched a tent. Maybe caused my mind so stuck on a book. Possibly. Growing herbs in the window of a van. Right. Could it be the lullaby book? It could be a book, yes. Yeah, it looks like a book to me, man. Yeah. Just speculation. Trying to find an object that looks similar in shape. They said on TV today he strangled her and that's the cause of death. Yeah, we're going to get to that in 1 second. So to jump back to my notes really quickly. Make sure I got that. So we went across the seat cover. And then someone asked me to look at this, and I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on this. Didn't Gabby Petito's father make this rock cross? Because earlier today I was trying to find information on it, and for some reason I couldn't find information. So someone had commented and emailed me to take a look like at this picture right here, and they were curious about the footsteps like around it, and whether maybe possibly measuring these footsteps. Now, while looking at this photo, it would be really hard to measure these footprints because there's nothing really in the picture itself that I can base my ruler on. Like if someone's foot or was there, or an object that I knew the length of it, then I could make a logical ruler and then I could measure these footprints in this picture. But I don't think I could measure it and come up with a logical answer. So I'm unsure about that. If anybody has any pictures of this rock cross, send them to my email, rightflightlife@gmail.com. But please try to have something in it that I can measure, because this is just a lot of random rocks in this image, and that's about it. Dirt, and it would be really hard to measure that. So that was something someone sent me. So if anybody has other pictures of that, let me know. Yes, her dad did make the cross, Heather said. Frying Squirrel, that's what I understood. Her father made the cross. Okay. Francesca, no searchers made that cross. Ellie Robertson said he did on the Dr. Phil interview. That's what I'm saying. When I looked it up earlier, guys, I was getting like a conspiracy. It was weird. Phoebe said, I think that's a different rock cross because her stepdad's was near the tree and he planted flowers. I think some of them pictures were taken. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole, that's what I'm saying, guys. See my confusion? Because when I was looking it up, I was confused. Like, who made this rock cross? I got another picture of it at a different angle, which does show it by the creek bed. It's just the angle. But it doesn't have the flowers on it yet. So does that mean that the father wasn't there? Correct? Or the stepdad? So who made the rock cross? We need to know that. Because someone asked me to measure the footprints in this image. And that could lead to a lot of speculation, though. But who made the rock cross? Stepdad made a cross where Gabby's body was. You have to look at the Dr. Phil interview. I did watch it. I've been just going through so much information that I don't remember exactly what was said, but I could go back and watch it. 943 timestamp. Chris shows me I'm up to date. Was lagging bad. it was her. I can send you the photo. Okay, shoot me a photo at rightflightlife@gmail.com. I think there's 2. Stepdad was at the site, and there's other pictures taken near the site, Epiphany said. Soldier Girl, they both made rock crosses, searchers, and Gabby's dad. Donald Adams said there's 2 rock crosses. Yes, the one the stepdad made had yellow flowers. There her head was. Okay. So according to the comments, there were 2 crosses. So if you guys, anybody can find decent pictures of that rock cross, I'm going to look for more also. Shoot them over to my email. And if they have someone in the image, that would really help. And I could measure the feet prints. And we could see if it comes near a size 11, because that would be interesting. Because then that would equal out to being Brian Laundrie's shoe size. So moving forward, alright, Electric Eye said, and I know he's in the chat right now, he said in the Bethune GoPro footage at 1:35 off to the right you will see a suspect deep in the shot at the edge of the thick bush line at the back, standing next to a tree, boldly looking at the bus as they pass. Suspect is also wearing a dark outfit. I have a hunch that there was 2 men that are good friends and hunting buddies, and they traveled through these parks. So I did take a look at this, Electric Eye, and I could not find what you were talking about. I mean, I searched and I searched and I searched and I searched. I just cannot find on the right side here of the video. And pull the comments back up. If you could let me know, Electric Eye. Hopefully you're still in the chat here. So what he's saying is, somewhere on the right side of the video here is a person. And this is frame by frame. And I searched and I searched and I searched and I searched, and I did not find no person. I mean, I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked. I really was trying to see what you were talking about. I think when the higher definition video plays, I think a lot of people were looking at the lower quality video, and like shadows and stuff would look like a person, and then when you look at it in the higher definition video, you don't see a person anymore. Even in the higher definition video here, I see shadows that I'm like, oh, that's a person, and then I look at it and it's a shadow like this. I always see this one. And I'm curious if this is what he's talking about. He said right though. See that shadow right there on the tree? If you're when you're all the way back and you're watching the video, it kind of looks like a person standing there. See it? But then when you move closer, it's just a shadow. That's all it is a shadow. And then I also did this image sequence so you guys could see the van door. So this is the highest quality 4K copy of this video. So look, when you zoom in from this far of an angle, right? See that black object? Now look, this is high quality. Now that looks like the door is open, right? When you look at that, that looks like the door is open, right? But let me show you something. So see the angle we're at? We're to the right of the van and to the right of the main road, looking up to the left at the van. So when you go in on the van, I want to show you something. When you move into the van, right? See this tree right here? See this angled tree? So that's what you're seeing. We can go back step by step. 1, 2. See, the door isn't open looking in, right? Step by step. Still no open looking. Still nothing. Now it does. That's a bump in the road. The van hit a bump in the road. And I'm going to show you an example, okay? I want to show you something. So this is what you're seeing. If I take a black line, right? And I draw a black line. Say I draw a black line, right? I draw a black line. Now imagine we're in a car and we're on a bumpy road, right? It's going to be like this. That line might be too thick. Hold on. So look. There's a line, right? Now we're in a car and we're on a bumpy road, right? We're going to shake. Now see how it turns into two objects? It turns into two lines. See that? So look, even when it's real close, it begins to blur into one big line. See that? Or up, down. So when the van is shaking coming down the road, that's what you're getting with the door. You're seeing a black line that's shaking like that. And you're getting blur. And I'm only doing that just as a science experiment, because I love science experiments. So when you look at the van, that's what you're seeing. The ladder is a blur. Okay? Man, God, it's not my night with computers. So when you look at the van, see the black line of the ladder? Now this is speculation. I'm not saying 100% proof. But see the black line of the ladder and see the tree? So they become, way down the road, they blur together. But at first, because the truck is bumping up and down as it's going down the bumpy road, you're looking at the black line of the ladder right here. And it's shaking, just like I showed you that line. So as it shakes, like right there, there's a good observation of it. See how it blurred? Right there, it blurred. That's because the truck just hit a bump. Go back again. And then you're dealing with this smudge on the window also. Go back again. See, it's always blurred. And then if they hit a real big bump, it'll turn black. Because it just shook so much. So look, right there. Now you hit a real big bump, black. Because the truck just hit a bump hard. And I think I can play it. No, it's going to play frame by frame. Let me see. Might play really fast. Yeah. That's a frame by frame motion. So I can examine the video. So when we're back far at the furthest angle like this, what we're seeing right there is that's the tree on the angle. So here's the angled tree. And here's the line of the ladder. Take a step forward. Angled tree. It's just dark. Angled tree. See how it's going to the right? It's moving off. And that's a blur line. And this is all speculation, but it's a good theory, I believe, opinion of looking at it and examining it. So you look from a distance. See, that could look like, oh yeah, the door's open. But then where's the ladder? Look at the blur. And you can also tell the blur by looking at other things in the image at that point in time. I mean, a lot further away is going to show it more. Let's see if we can look at the road. Is there a bump right here? Yup. See, look how rocky the road got right there. See that? Rocky, rocky. Then straight, pretty much straight from here. Not too rocky. There's a bump right here. Bump. Bump. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good little science experiment to look at it. Jumping back to your comments real quick. Fancy Yappy said, that's a jackery you see. I don't know what that means, Fancy Yappy. Heather said, I want to support and love your channel. I already know this stuff. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Heather. Shoot me an email. I'm always looking for people to partner up with, and I don't know, anything you guys want to do. If you want to donate, you can. I have a donation link in the description, or yeah, shoot me an email. I'm always down to work with new people. John Curtis said, 2 fresh Bigfoot track on the left and a small clearing by the road 30 feet before the van, freshly broken sticks next to them. Heather, this is how investigations all start. Exactly, and a lot of people don't have the patience to break everything down like this. They just either, and I'm not knocking nobody's hustle or anything like that. They just take the easy way out a lot of times. Like, let's play a bunch of videos and we'll just talk to everybody. And you know, talking is a good thing too, though. So I can't knock them. But I feel like people could do more. That's my opinion. Frying Squirrel said, I think in such a huge national park, that's just a weird place to stop anyways. Like right on the road. I agree, Frying Squirrel. Here we go. I got my, every time I go live, I can't talk all of a sudden. Fancy Yappy said, a jackery is a a jackery is a battery, and they're orange and black. A car start battery charges them up. It's not a jump pack. Oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting. Oh, I see what you're talking about. You're talking about the image. Heather, spark the meeting mind, get people to thinking. Yes, exactly, Heather. Fancy Happy, this is a jackery, orange and black. Frying Squirrel said, what country does the term jackery come from? Just curious. Hey, he said it. I didn't. He said it. John said right there. Heather said, talk it out. There's not been any murders there in 15 years. Right. That's a very good point. Look to the left in the field right before her van and you will see someone out there. That's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about going back and examining that. But I remember the live did get cut off when I wanted to get back to that. So if you look, this is the weird shadow right off this shot. And remember, when I analyzed this footage before, it looked like a car was in the background back here. And I'll do a little bit of analyzation because I want to get to the map also. We got a lot to talk about with the map because a lot of updates on that map and something interesting. But if you look here, right here, this is what looks to be so when I examined this in past videos, I got a lot of comments about it that said this could possibly be smoke from a campfire. like the smoke rising up from the campfire. Maybe the campfire is like right here. And then when I spotted the vehicle in the background, people were saying that's not a vehicle, that's a tent. And I don't know how anybody can 100% identify any of these objects because they're extremely blurry. And I'm pretty good at pulling objects out of an image. And I haven't been able to 100% quote what these objects are. Like here, I'll try to pull this out again. And the last time I really examined this, my computer was having lag problems. So now, check this out. I'm not having any lag issues right now, thank God. It does look like a person, too. It really does. But it's so blurry that you just can't really identify it. You can't tell for sure. It's not like you could lean any one direction 100% certain. I mean, look how much it's pulled out now. But you still can't ascertain exactly what you're looking at. And it's not part of the bush. Looked like a vehicle, Paul Ward. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the vehicle, what looked like a vehicle behind it. It's not part of the bush. Because when I showed this before, but when you move, see how it's behind it? It's behind the bush. It's in the field, whatever that is. It's not one of them branches sticking out. It's in the field. It's not part of the bush. See, it's behind the tree right there. And then when you go forward, it's behind the bush. It's definitely in the field. See? Then it's behind the bush. There is... What is this? No. And that's the creek right here. That's the creek running right alongside the van. And if you look back here behind, so like I don't even remember where did we spot a possible vehicle. Sorry if I go quiet for a second while I'm just taking a look. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just darkening midtones. So I'm just darkening the image to try to pull out more detail. Now I don't feel like I spot a vehicle. Where did we spot the vehicle before? I guess it was when we were sharpening. I don't see a vehicle now. Was it a different angle maybe? I felt like we saw a vehicle kinda. Let's try to go down a step. No. Maybe that was something when I was editing, when my computer was lagging a little bit. Maybe it was some kind of error or something. 'Cause I'm not seeing no vehicle now. I'm not perfect. I try, but I'm not always right. Sometimes I eat my words, like Dog said. Did look like a car was back here, though. Somewhere. I don't see it anymore, guys. Looks empty. Looks like that could be a road right there. But I don't see a car. That kind of looks like a shadow of a person way out yonder. Out yonder. I don't see a car, though. It's weird. There's like no car now. Jump into the comments. A few frames up. I tried, Chris. If we go any more, it's just gonna, we'll be at the van. This isn't the full video, though. This is like between frames. It's probably like every 2 frames you're seeing. 2 frames. But if I go any more up, we just won't see the field no more. See that? Can't go no further up. It's kind of strange. Then about year 11, yeah, it was a different angel. John Curtis said, the dark object has definitely been pixelated to obfuscate the frame. Maybe. Fancy Yappy wrote, the object has sharp corners on the pages, look white, but the edge looks too sharp. Soldier Girl, no, I see it in the grass. Oh, you see it, Soldier Girl? Maybe it's my eyes. Maybe I can't see it now. Is it? Here, let's do this. Let's take it back. I can't see it, guys, this time. The object has Chris Thompson roll forward, and if you go back down a tab further before the van, you'll see what looks like another person before you get to the van. Linda, where is that? Because I had a person emailing me and asking me about that. But no objects were used. Check your email, FlightLife. Nightmare, okay, I don't want to check it on the air because I don't want to leak anybody's email, but I got you. Send me anything you want. Chris Thompson, it's a manual strangulation. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into the analyzation, but it's kind of weird. Whoa. Oh, the bush just kind of freaked me out a little bit. It looked like 2 people right here because of the bush. See how it looks like one's right there and one's right there? But that's part of the bush. See that? Yeah, that's part of the bush. That other part. As for the car, I'm not seeing no car now. That's really odd. I don't know. It's weird. Let's go up here. So we can see the field right here, but there's nothing in the field right there. And here's that object on top of the van. This is an object on top of the van, guys, that I can't identify because in other shots, that is not on top of the van. And I have more to show you too. If you want to see it, it's speculation. Right, exactly. It is. It's big speculation about the car. As for a guy being on the left side of the van or right side of the van, dude, I've studied this video hundreds of times today looking for other guys around the van. I cannot find. People keep telling me and writing me emails and comments. They're like, next to the tree in there. And I'm like, where? I've studied it so many times, guys. I'm going to carry on, though, because we did a lot of this in the last video. And I'm just going to keep moving forward. So, yeah, Electric Eye. I'm not sure, bro. Shoot me an email when you see this. So, James Bates asked, and multiple commenters would like to see comparisons of the van before the Bethune video and to the Bethune video. And I did that. So I took pictures from the I took pictures from the van life video, and I put them next to pictures of this video we were just examining, so you guys could look and see if there's any damage on the van parked here that wasn't seen earlier in older pictures. So here it is. So now you can take a look. It looks pretty similar, guys. I'm not seeing much difference here. Because, you know, we did see down here. Let me open your comments back up while I'm looking at this. Whoops. I'm going to pull the picture back up 1 second. There we go. So, we did see down here on the red, white, and Bethune video, it looked like damage. But if you look over here, they got the same damage look to it. And what it does look like scrapes right here. See that? And this is the same side of the van. Ooh. Yeah, I never noticed that. Look at that, guys. Look at that damage. Or that could be dirt or something. I don't know. That does look like pure damage. I mean, that's a totally different look. Am I seeing something in the image? Nah, bro. That's damage. See that? That's where Brian hit the curb when he got pulled over by the police. Probably. I gotta find out when the van life video was taken, where. But that's the same side. If they would have got pulled over, that's the same side where it would have hit the curb. But look, if you look over here, right here is another shot, and there's no damage. Definitely damage right there. Looks like damage right here too. Or the red light's missing, or it could be colored in. No. I believe the red light is missing. There is a lot of damage. See, I try not to examine things, guys. I put it together, but I try not to really look into it until I go live with you guys. Because I want to look at it with you guys instead of like knowing before you guys. So yeah. Look at the red light right here on the bumper. See the red light right here? I mean, I did brighten this image a little bit. But even still, see the red light? And then look over here. It looks like it's gone. The red light is gone. John Curtis said, no, because I studied the van in BWC and there was no damage. John, I'm showing you images right here. What do you mean, bro? I didn't Photoshop these images. I mean, I did Photoshop to put the two images next to each other. That's an earlier shot of the van, and that's an older shot of the van. It's missing, bro. I brightened both images up, and I upped the color a little bit, just so you could see, like, okay, if this is a mark, what color would that be? You can see in the red, white, and Bethune video, right here, it looks like they were rubbing a curb. Look at all that whiteness around the inside of the tire well. See that? Or they hit something. They definitely hit something. Go into your comments while we're examining this picture. dent there too. Elisa, the video was taken, I believe, the 27th. Yeah, but that was, I believe, when the video was posted. When was the video actually taken of the van? You know what I mean? Dent inside of the van too. No, because Soldier Girl, he's damaged definitely. Heather Henderson, yes, you're onto stuff. What's why I'm here saying I seen you saw. Thanks, Heather. Brian Squirrel missing now. Soldier Girl, yes, spell check. Elisa, but will hitting a curb make that much damage? That's what I was just thinking about. Depends on how high the curb was and how low profile the tires are with weight in them, with weight in the van. I mean, what did we measure the van? I think the van came out to like 7 foot or something like that. Or no, what was it? I think it came out to like 7 foot. But let me see it. I could open it. We can pretty much ascertain. It looks like in the right picture that there was less weight in the van. So maybe, guys, them objects behind the van were, something got broken on the van. Because look, if you look at the vans, okay, same van, look how much the shocks on the back wheel on the right in the older video, the van life video, and look at the shocks on the van on the left side. It looks like they're gone. Like shocks are gone, bro. Like the van is barely, the tires are almost touching the top of the wheel well area. And look at the shocks over here. So I believe if they would have hit a curb, yes, it would leave a white tire mark like that. Like that. Yeah, something like that. As for a scraping like that and that high, I don't think it would get that high. No. I don't believe so. That's pretty high. Unless this is like white smudge. Also, right here, dirt. It looks like what happened was, so the tire well right here is plastic. And it kind of looks like it covers over the white of the van right here. Right? No. Because the side door. I'm not sure. Definitely looks like damage. And then the red light is missing. That's pretty odd, guys. I didn't really examine it until now. I mess my tires like that by driving too close to the curb often. Yes, me too. I've done it before. I think we all have. Soldier Girl Phobia. The van life video included clips from a different trip they had taken to CA. I agree. And either way, they're all older clips of the van. Then we know the red, white, and Bethune video was right before September 1st, before it was drove home. Heather said, you ever hit anything in your car? Absolutely. John Curtis says, was the van hauled to this location in the red trailer? I don't think the red trailer that's back in the video I don't think it would have been big enough to haul the van. Oh God, here we go with this. My computer wants to be a tough guy. I don't think that trailer would have did it. It's like a smaller trailer. There'd be the same damage, wheel damage. Correct. That's what I believe. Clearance. Chris Tom's right. Look at the clearance difference. It's crazy. It looks like the van's getting worked on. That's what it almost looks like. So you know what else would cause that? If there was a jack on the other side of the van, it would lift the van on an angle. See what I'm saying? So the left side would go up and the right side would compress. Because the left side up, down on the right side, and it looks like they're sitting on a slant, which they are going towards the road a little bit. So if the van is sitting on a jack right now, on that side, and we can't see it, it could be compressing the weight down on the right side, causing this image in a way. It could, yes, Sarah, it could also be just from the terrain, absolutely, with the weight in the van. Paul, lying very low to the ground, too, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, guys, look at the center of the van right here. I mean, it's extremely close to the ground. Can you zoom into the back side of the van to see left side tire more moment when video is behind the truck? Yes, I can. We can jump back to Photoshop. If it didn't get lost in the sauce, which it did. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So here's the Bethune video again. And just to show you it's no trickery. Look, I'll come up to the van first. And look, it's the same image. The red light does seem to be there. There's the damage. Same image. It's just brightened a little bit. Like if I go in and I brighten it up again. So look, we'll go back behind the van. We'll try to see if we can see the back tire on the left side. I mean, you can't get a good shot of it. Oh, I went too far. Hold up. It does look like a tire. Maybe. You can't really tell, guys. Does look like a tire. Maybe. Just looks black. Looks black. I can zoom out. Hold up. Am I seeing something here? Are my eyes playing a trick on me, or am I seeing something here? What's this tube looking thing? Is that coming off the tree? No, maybe that's coming off the tree. Okay. I'm like, what the hell? You can't tell. You can't tell if there would be a jack there because see all these branches coming off the tree? It blocks the inside from seeing under the van. But I do see something right here too. See, I was really analyzing this image. And there's one shot that'll freak you out a little bit. I seen someone said it looks like a person. Well, look, if you go to one shot, I swear you see a face. But it's not Gabby, or it's not a real face, but it resembles a face. And it was freaking me out while I kept examining the video. I'll show you real quick. Right there. See this? It's really freaky, guys. See the face? That kept freaking me out when I was examining the video. Because I watched this video like 300 times. Trying to really go through it. And look, there is a face right here. But it's from the objects all in the shot causing a weird illusion to look like a face. It kind of looks like a girl's face. Can you guys see that? I can't zoom in no more because it's going to get them white lines. But right here, it kept freaking me out. So yeah, it almost looks like at this angle right here, there is something going under the van. See it? Right there. See how something's like right there and then there's something shining? See that? Looks like something shining right there in front of the tire. See if I can brighten it up a little bit. Kind of looks like an exhaust pipe. See that? Try to brighten it up. It could just be the ground and how the shadows look. But see right there? Right here. I don't know, guys. Is there a tire on the van? Look. Wouldn't it be a lot thicker right there if there was a tire? Look, you can see this side. And you can almost see under the van, it looks like, kinda. Doesn't look like a tire. No, okay, I guess that was just the angle. That looked more like a tire, maybe. I mean, it's just black. You can speculate and speculate. This looks like at this angle right here, this is sticking up. That book-looking object. Like it goes up. Like that. I'm going to look at it more. So I'm just going to darken. See it sticking up? Looks like a jack. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. See, there's the mat. The mat always comes out clear. Right here on the edge. I mean, it does kind of look like an arm of a person. I'm going to try to bring it out. Hold on. We always get stuck back at this video. There's so many things to examine right here. So look. I'm darkening it up. Does look like a head, kinda. Dude, it can't be a person. I mean, that's way too small. It is pretty sketchy, though. It is kind of sketchy, guys. Whatever this is. Right here. I'm not sure. This looks like gold. Like the jack we've been trying to identify. This looks like a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure. It looks like a bunch of things. I don't know. Can't get it clear enough to know. Kind of looks like legs. I mean, it could be tools or... I seen this. Now, this is something I did examine, guys. Look. So when you start to bring this out, you kind of get like this figure 8 shape. Look. See the figure 8? And it's yellow. Comes out yellow. It's like 2 loops. This is another reason why I don't think it's a gun, because you can pull more out of the image to see more about it. See, there, like, look how big that is. There's multiple things there. I don't know why we don't see it when we're closer. But this is multiple things, like if I keep darkening this, watch. This is just darkening again, right? There's multiple things laying here. Multiple things. Here, I'm gonna darken. Let's sharpen. Whoops. It's too much. I don't know. It's multiple things laying right there. Now you do see there is a tree that runs right here. See the tree? So this is a tree, fallen tree, and it runs behind. This is a tree right here, and it runs like this. Like I'm darkening the shadows, and it comes behind the tree. And then these are all the objects. I'm gonna try to bring the shadows up. So now I'm bringing the shadows up. It's too far away and it's too blurry. You just can't figure out what it is. It's multiple things there. Jumping back to the comments. Paul Ward said, drive past the van and look back at the van. Okay, hold on one second, Paul. Fancy Appy said, there's no road down there. Epiphany Terrace said, looks like a silhouette near left side, like sitting facing the tire, hands, legs, and maybe arm can be seen. Might be. I'm glad you kind of are getting that image, because at the one angle we were looking at it, it does look like legs and stuff. But I don't think it's that, guys. Paul wrote, the road goes about another mile turning to the left. Yeah, and then there's another road that runs behind this one. Louisa wrote, yes, Paul, I agree with you, lying face up. Yeah, it does kind of look like that, guys, but I don't know. I can't really, it's a speculation. Truth Seeker said, or Kathleen, now that we know she was found 300 yards from the red, white, and B video, it's coming together. Gabby was last alive the same day that video was taken. She was seen about 1 p.m. alive. If she, let's just say, guys, she is laying next to that van right there, then he was definitely caught right in the act, and he must have had to like tried to push her under the van, shove her under the van, because he saw the RV coming, and then he would have had to hide himself. So I guess it is a good point. I did get a lot of emails and comments that I disregarded. I'm sorry. But I did get a lot of emails and comments from people that said there's somebody under that van. And I'm like, no, there's not, dude. There's no way. So unless, guys, we're talking way speculative here. Okay? If that's the case, maybe he could have jumped under the van. But I'm more inclined to believe that the van had damage. Like, they must have been fighting again. And he must have hit something. Or she must have hit something. And they were fighting. Because there is damage to the van. We proved that now. That there is damage to the van. Hold on one second. My mic's so good when I'm recording these videos that I be hearing people outside and my headphones would be freaking me out. So look, right here it does kind of look like a face too. See that? It does kind of look like a face there too. That kind of looks like a male face. See it? Oh, bro, it does. It does look like someone under the van. It's creepy, bro. That's pretty creepy, guys. I don't know. And an arm stretched out. See an arm, face. Dude, we're talking way into the speculative here. Like, it's hard for me to believe that if that's what we're looking at. That would be crazy. Let's go one more frame up. See, there's the face again, kinda. But dude, that looks like, I don't know. Like, that can't be. I'm not trying to start no conspiracies, guys. I'm just examining things. Anybody who watches this video, I'm not trying to start a conspiracy. We're just looking at all angles. Iced coffee. The police set up a white canopy tent where they found the body. At least I've been thinking that forever. 3 of my neighbors go up north till November and also have a boat. Soldier Girl, yes. Iced coffee. Seen the cops set up a canopy. Apparently, when they first found the body, her tent was set up just near it. There is an aerial footage from a helicopter of an area her body was found. You can get a good look at the nearby roads and terrain. Yeah, I need to do that. Speculating today isn't as crazy as it was before because now the coroner has given us the approximate time of death as well as the strangulation. Good point, Kathy. That looks like weeds. I agree, frying squirrel. It could go either way. That looks like an anime character. If anything, that's what it looks like to me too. But I'm just pointing it out. It looks crazy. I know. It looks crazy. So yeah, so we're gonna get away from that theory for now. So one thing that we did do and we proved pretty well done is the van. By looking at this shot right here, this is really a captivating look at the van because this is showing that there was definitely some kind of accident involved with the van. It looks like it might have affected the shocks on the van and damage right here by the back right wheel, which would be the same side where Brian Laundrie would have hit the curb in front of the cop. So I don't know. I guess that could be from that. The red light looks like it got dented and pushed in. And I was trying to get a decent shot so we could see the top of the van for that axe looking object. But I didn't get it. But yeah, that's pretty telling right there about damage to the van. So let's continue on. We'll keep moving forward. Got more notes to go through with you guys. So I have more pictures of the van too. Here, I have more pictures I can show you guys. So that's so in that one shot, that's the rear looking of the van from the van life video. Like, you got this picture. Another one. So see, remember the axe looking object? Look back here. That people have pointed out. See that? That is not on the van. So whatever that is, that got sat up there. Just to zoom in on it. Whatever this is, that right there was not there before. Whatever that is. So look, here's the front end of the van. I'm just going to click through them real quick. Hold on 1 second. Run into the bathroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, guys. I seen Heather said, FlightLife, I'm subscribing to you now. I'm curious what you guys have going. Yeah, we have a lot of videos on our channel, and then it also goes on to the older Truth Tracker videos you can check out on our channel. But thank you, Heather. I really appreciate that. Anybody who wants to subscribe, we're going to be following the Gabby Petito case, analyzing everything we can from every angle. We don't just talk around here. We're trying to really figure things out. But I did get an interesting comment, and I haven't seen him in the chat. And this is a really interesting comment, guys, that I wanted to bring up to you guys, okay? So I got an interesting comment, and I couldn't find it later on when I tried to look it up. And from a commenter named Scott Weingar. If he comes back in or sees this video, please let me know and shoot me an email. So he wrote me an email, or he wrote, I believe it was a comment. Excuse me. And he said, I have an update for your timeline. And then he wrote below it, August 25th, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., they were at a laundromat in Ogden, Utah. And he said, I wrote him something and said, oh, that's interesting, or something like that. How do you know that? And he wrote me back and said, I work at the laundromat. I talked to him. And I said, what? That's crazy, dude. Could you tell me more? And it might be in the comments somewhere on one of the videos that I cannot find it now. And he wrote back and he said, he bought one of the gold energy drinks out of the vending machine as they did their laundry. He said he gave me creepy vibes and an odd conversation. And I haven't been able to find the comment conversation since. So, I don't know. That was really that was an interesting comment, because as you guys know, part of the Dog the Bounty Hunter case, he had found a gold energy drink or something like that, and they had picked it up and they were investigating it. I don't know the date, Kathy. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I jotted it down in my notes, but then I couldn't find it when I went back to look for it, because I really wanted to look him up and try to talk to him more about that. And I believe that's just about all the way through all of my notes. And then we got to get to the map here, because there's a lot of interesting things about the map. But yeah, if you guys want to go through my comments and try to figure out what was up with the guy, Ogden is where her last picture was taken. I'll show you guys. So Ogden, yeah, that's good. That kind of leeways into the map. So here's our map again, okay? And I've updated the map. I haven't yet added spots of Brian Laundrie's whereabouts. Again, I'm getting ready to run the live Brian Laundrie whereabouts FlightLife map. And what I want to do is I want it to run for as long as I can, and I want commenters to comment on the side and let me know sightings where they seen Brian Laundrie. And while the live stream runs all day, I am going to keep updating the map, and I'm going to keep plotting them. Keep plotting them. You can shoot me an email at rightflightlife@gmail.com, and you can tell me your story, your sighting. Even if you're not sure it was him, let me know, because I'm going to keep updating this map nonstop. So, okay, so Ogden, and I'll show you real quick Ogden before we get into the rest of the map. So Ogden is her last Instagram photo. If we go back to her Instagram page really quick. This photo right here was taken in Ogden. Now, a lot of people don't know where this photo was taken, but I figured it out, okay? Because her location status wasn't turned on with this photo. But I figured out where this wall is, and I'll show you. If we go back to our maps, and we go to Ogden, where I marked it, and we zoom in, her last Instagram photo was taken right here. So if I go to Street View and I drop the Street View icon down, and it took me a while to find these spots at times, but I was determined to find them. So if you look, watch when I rotate. There's the wall. Right there. And that was in Ogden. After Salt Lake City. Is there a laundromat right here? The Monarch. Monarch butterfly on the mural. Got you, Paul. Thank you. I don't see a laundromat close to here, though. So that's where she took her last Instagram photo. If we go back to her Instagram. Yeah, you can see the M. See the M, Monarch. And she didn't have her location turned on. So see the black gate? This might be an old picture. Maybe they got a black gate put up. since then. Or maybe it's in the parking lot right there. It might be in the parking lot. But yeah, so now we're going to look into the map. But just to look at your comments real quick. Heather wrote, I actually want to know why the U.S. government can't track his flight history. They probably have. I don't know why we haven't seen videos from the airports yet. That blows my mind. Fancy Happy wrote, if it was jacked up, you would see more of the roof. Paul Ward wrote, by the way, that's a Monarch. Fancy Happy wrote, also, if it was jacked up, you would see a difference in the shadow under the van. Heather Henderson, girl was a beautiful butterfly. She was extremely beautiful and sad. Brian don't know how lucky he was. Phoebe wrote, she was dressed up that day. Google it. It's not jacked up. Watch her videos in life. She was precious. The monarch butterfly signifies mind control. Fancy Happy. Laundromat near there. Epiphany Terrace. I can do a search for laundromat. So. And it should show me right close to here. See, here's all the laundromats. So, if we want to try to find more proof of them being at a laundromat, it's kind of hard to see on the map a little bit because of the street names. But it's right here. Ray's Laundromat. It's about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks down. Ray's Laundromat. If we want to try to see if there's any video cameras or anything and do our own research and try to pull that up. Ray's Laundromat. Monroe Boulevard. So, if we zoom back out, and now we're going to go through the map really quick. Well, not really quick, but we're going to look at some things. And I'm going to get your opinions on some things. So, I changed this map up and I updated it, not because of Brian's whereabouts, but because of things I discovered, okay? So, if you go to Instagram pages, and this is what I didn't know. I think I already said it, but I'm not sure. I talk so much stuff. So, when you click on a story, like I said, so like say this story. Now, at the top of the story, it shows you 11 weeks. And before, I couldn't narrow down the exact day when this video was posted. If I could figure out when all these stories were, their exact days, then I could tell exactly where they were, even in their story pictures and videos, and add them to my map. So I found out, thanks to a commenter, emailer, whoever wrote me, if you hold your mouse over top of the weeks, you get the date. So that opened up a whole new world. A whole new world. I could map all of their stories and their story videos and story pictures to my map already established of all their pictures from Instagram, both their Instagram accounts. So after doing that, it changed the map up. And it also brought some questions. So we're going to go through this. So as we know, on July 2nd, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie leave for their van life trip from what was it called? July 2nd, Petito and Laundrie depart New York, where Gabby's family home is located on July 2nd on a planned 4-month cross-country journey, according to a Petito family attorney. The pair had gotten engaged but postponed their wedding plans because of the coronavirus and decided to take the trip. So marked on my map here is the area, I think it's called Blue Point, in New York, where they leave. Now, their first post after they leave New York that I can find across all their social media accounts comes from the Missouri and Illinois state line, right? Yeah, Missouri and Illinois state line. And before, and I must not have marked it up here. So this was their first picture on social media from the Missouri and Illinois state line. And it was them skateboarding, travel. I'm going to run through this. I'm not going to do it like I did before, but we're going to learn some things and get to some questions. So it was this video. Sorry if that was loud. That was really loud. So it was this video of them going across this bridge. And if you look at my map, if you look here, this is the exact bridge. I looked it up and found it. This is the exact bridge that they were on. It's called the Chain of Rocks Bridge. Okay. So moving forward, because I lag a lot sometimes. So they leave here, the Missouri and Illinois state line, and they arrive at Monument Rocks on July 4th. Monument Rocks is in Kansas. So here's the Missouri-Illinois state line. They cross states. They enter Missouri. They leave Missouri. And then they enter Kansas. And they visit Monument Rocks, Kansas. That's this place on their Instagram pages. Both of them posted, both Brian and Gabby from Monument Rocks in Kansas. And that was on July 4th. They then leave Kansas, Monument Rocks. And this is the beginning of where new things take shape. So they leave Kansas and they enter Colorado. Where they stop at a restaurant called Slice 420. They stop at a restaurant called Slice 420. They get something to eat there at Colorado Springs area, near the Colorado Springs area. She posts these pictures. Remember the little pot from Colorado that I was thinking was maybe a weed shop, because that's a pot reference and we know Gabby was a weed smoker. And I'm going to show more evidence for that in this video. And this was July 8th. July 8th. They also visited Pikes Peak. which I'm not gonna, we already know that, so I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. So you're gonna see red lines on this map. That's gonna show a possible travel path. And like I said, I had to re-examine this, and I'm gonna show you more of that later on in the video. So they leave the Colorado Springs area right here, and they travel south. And they go to the Great Sand Dunes down here. I hope that saved. That's going to be a problem if it didn't save. Hopefully, guys, when my computer crashed, I didn't lose a bunch of information here. So here's from the Great Sand Dunes, and that was on July 10th through July 11th. They post from the Great Sand Dunes. And I'm just going through it somewhat quickly. 716 to 719 Zion National Park, Springdale. Alright, Chris, have a good night, man. Hope you feel better. July 10th through July 11th at the Great Sand Dunes. They leave the Great Sand Dunes July 10th through July 11th, and they travel west. And then they visit oh my goodness, guys. I think it did. Wow. Hold on 1 second. Well, alright, guys, I got bad news. So, when my computer crashed, this is not the updated map. I knew it too. I knew it too. So when my computer crashed, it didn't save my map. Or I wasn't able to press save on the map. So this is the same old map that I've always showed you guys. Oh, it's devastating. Oh, that's rough, guys. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts, Kathy. I had so much to show you guys. It's terrible. So basically what it is what I had to show you. And I'm going to have to do another live stream on just the map again cuz geez, this whole night was a bad night. Terrible, guys. I'm sorry. Things just did not go the way they were supposed to. So I mapped all of Gabby and Brian's Instagram stories, pictures, and videos to this map. And basically what I found was, if you look at my map here right now, okay? So I had them leaving the Capitol Reef and then going around like this, the Canyonlands right here. Okay, see the red line? So they went from the Mystic Hot Springs. This is how I had them going. They went from the Mystic Hot Springs to the Capitol Reef National Park. This is the red line I had drawn for their travel path. Then they left the Capitol Reef National Park, and I had them going to Canyonlands. So come to find out, okay, when you know all the dates and you put them all together once you have the Instagram stories. Once you have all their Instagram stories, pictures, and videos, and now you know all the dates, and the trick that I figured out about their stories and knowing the dates, the correct dates, right? So see this one up here? Remember this one was highly questionable, and it was the Crystal Geyser, and I was telling you guys about it if you watched the first map video, and I was curious when it happened. So what actually ends up happening, guys, and what I really wanted to show you is I was wrong. So they don't travel south in this direction. Believe it or not, this up here north is before Canyonlands down here. So the reason why I did this pathway of mapped, okay, I navigated it with Google Maps, and then how I did that was if I knew A through Z where I was going, I used the easiest travel path for them to go. And it came out like this. Because they wouldn't be up here north where they get pulled over by, up by Arches and up this way. That's how I figured it. They wouldn't be up here. This is Arches National Park over here. These yellow ones, okay? It's kind of hard to explain a little bit. So, instead of them being down here, I thought they went south to Canyonlands and then they came up into Moab, up into Arches National Park. They actually left the Capitol Reef area and they went north. And they came up this way. Because Canyonlands was after the Capitol Reef. Or I'm sorry, Canyonlands was after the Crystal Geyser. This picture. That's when you know the dates. Okay? I'm going to show you the date for this picture. Heather, I seen, can you just say it out loud? I can't just say it out loud because it's so much, Heather. Like I have to plot it as we go along. Because it's so many pictures and dates. But I'm going to try to break it down a little bit for you. So, hold on a second. When you go back to this picture. Utah on Brian's feed, 8 weeks. So when you go to Brian's Instagram page. And you go to Utah. So here it is. It's a video, right? And it says up here next to Utah 9 weeks ago. So I'm going to get the date. August 7th. Okay? So if you go back to my map. When did they get to Canyonlands? They didn't get to Canyonlands until. Or hold up, maybe I'm mixing up now. That can't be right. Or yeah, June, July, August. Yeah, July 29th, 31st. Or no, maybe I had that wrong. This is not my night, guys. Let's see, August 7th. So he was at the Crystal Geyser on August 7th. So here's Canyonlands right here. They were at Canyonlands July 29th through the 31st. And then they were at the Capitol Reef 9 weeks ago. I need to look at that. So at Art on Brian's page. See, it's like impossible to try to break it down like this without the notes. Art. Right here. So I know where this picture was taken. And I knew where all of their stories, pictures, and videos were taken. I had them mapped out. Damn it. It makes me so mad. So see this picture? No one knew where this picture was taken. But since now I know the date, July 27th, 2021 is this weird picture. July 27th, 2021 would put that picture at the Capitol Reef. The Capitol Reef. So that picture was taken at the Capitol Reef. Yeah. And then this picture right here that you're looking at now also was taken at the Capitol Reef. And that was July 27th. So they went to the Capitol Reef. Then they went to Canyonlands. Okay. Okay, then they went up into Moab. But I'm telling you, there was more. There's something I'm missing that I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to take like a 10-minute break, guys, and just see if I can pull up my old map. I'll be right back.
Well, before her disappearance, Gabby Petito documented her cross-country journey with her fiancé online. When she was reported missing on September 11th, the case was everywhere, including on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. As it turns out, social media users may have helped authorities find Gabby, but the hunt still continues for her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who is a person of interest in the case. Jerika Duncan reports on this week's 48 Hours.
In July 2021, Gabby Petito and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, began what looked like a romantic adventure full of promise.
I love the van.
Rose Davis, one of Gabby's closest friends, says the couple was in love, but there was also something going on behind the scenes.
I was concerned with them spending that much time together. When I was last seeing them and everything, they were rocky.
On August 12th, Moab, Utah police were dispatched when a 911 caller reported seeing a confrontation between Gabby and Brian.
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just sorry. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It's unclear if officers at the scene were given the details of the 911 call. Gabby never mentioned Brian hitting her, but Brian told police that Gabby attacked him. Police separated them for the night and they continued their journey. Gabby would go missing 2 weeks later. The cross-country journey documented on social media turned into a cross-country virtual search party. The question was, where was Gabby Petito?
Brian got back to Florida to here in Northport September 1st after she was last heard from on the 25th. He was in her van but did not come back with her. They'd been seen on police body cam video on the 12th in Utah after an argument led to a police investigation there. Nobody was arrested. No charges were filed. Brian admitted to police officers there that you saw on the body cam footage that the time they had spent together was weighing on their relationship and leading to arguments. This case, of course, now takes on increased urgency as there's a missing persons case.
One van life couple had been paying close attention to Gabby's story, Kyle and Jen Bethune. When Jen saw a post that Gabby and Brian had been in the Tetons in Wyoming on the same night that they had been, she rushed to her computer to view footage of their trip.
And I saw that white speck of van, and I was like, please keep going, please keep going. And it did, and it got bigger and bigger.
We just, some reason, instantly knew that it was hers.
The Bethunes say they called the FBI and uploaded their footage to the FBI website. The next day came the announcement that everyone had been dreading.
Human remains were discovered.
Gabby's remains had been found a 4-minute walk from where the Bethunes had spotted the van.
And now this breaking news just moments ago. Authorities say Brian is also missing.
We're continuing to follow the search for Brian Laundrie. It's been over a week since anyone has heard from him. Just yesterday, the investigation into his fiancée, Gabby Petito, went from a missing persons case to a homicide. And now search crews are focusing their attention on this nature reserve in Venice. And that's where Fox 13 joins us live. So, Kim, you have been following this story since day one. Walk us through what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve in the first place.
Hi, Linda. Well, what led investigators to the Carlton Reserve was Brian Laundrie's parents. Now, keep in mind, on Friday night, when they reported him, quote, missing, they told investigators that this was the area that Brian was coming to on Tuesday. They said that they saw him walk out of their house with a backpack, supposedly jump into that Mustang, and go to the Myakkahatchee entrance, which goes into the Carlton Reserve. So they're basing this search on tips from the parents at this point in time.
We are out here, Laundrie family. Why don't you give a public statement and ask Brian to turn himself in? How come when Gabby was missing, you didn't help with the search? You need to come forward and give authorities information and cooperate immediately. Not tomorrow, not the next day, now.
We're looking through wooded areas, we're looking through bodies of water, we're looking through swampy areas, and we're deploying the resources to be able to do that. We have air units, we have drones, we have the swamp buggies, air boats, multiple law enforcement agencies, we have ATVs, we have UTVs, and we have officers on foot as well. So we're deploying every resource to get through any terrain that we encounter in our search areas.
All right, so you know him as Dog the Bounty Hunter, but his real name is Dwayne Chapman. The reality TV personality visited the family home of Brian Laundrie on Saturday afternoon. He knocked on the door several times, even getting the neighbors to come out of their homes to see who was on their street. Other than looking around the side of the home, the bounty hunter saw no action. No one answered the door.
So the reason I went to Mr. Landry is because I carry a reputation with me. So the next step that I have is to, now we work off leads, okay? We don't have a crystal ball where we can say, oh, there's where he's at. Well, now we work off leads. Somebody knows something.
Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Bring Gabby home! Where's Gabby? Laundrie! Where's Gabby?
We are learning more about a trip Brian Laundrie's parents took recently to Fort DeSoto Park in Pinellas County. According to police, they visited the campground after Brian returned to Florida and before Gabby's body was found.
We're down here in Florida in Fort DeSoto. It's almost dark. So we had a very good lead come up today that he was down here in this park not very far away. We checked our lead out. It is confirmed. The parents were down here 2 times. It was September 1st through the 3rd and September 6th through the 8th. They registered to stay at this park. They were registered, went through the gate, they're on camera, they were here. And they did enter, they did come here. Allegedly, what we're hearing is 2 people left on the 8th, 3 people came in on the 6th, and 2 people left on the 8th. I think he's been here for sure.
Pinellas County shows Brian's mother, Roberta, made a camping reservation at Fort DeSoto Park from September 6th through the 8th. There are new questions about the Laundrie family's visit to the waterfront campground at Fort DeSoto Park. 11 days after Roberta Laundrie's reservation that began on Labor Day Monday, the parents reported their son missing to Northport police. Laundrie family attorney Stephen Bertolino tells 8 on Your Side the family camped from 9/6 to 9/7 and they all left the park.
We have some new developments tonight in the search for Brian Laundrie. The Laundrie family attorney says that Brian's father, Christopher Laundrie, was asked to assist law enforcement in their search of the Carlton Reserve today. The attorney added that the Northport police postponed his participation, saying, quote, "The Laundries are hopeful there will be another opportunity to assist." End quote. A spokesman for Northport Police also told Fox News tonight his department did not make that request, nor would they be the asking agency in an FBI-led investigation. Meantime, the family of Gabby Petito, they're speaking out. After the last few days, they have appeared on the Dr. Phil show. Gabby's parents and step-parents are opening up, saying at the end of August, they were concerned for both Brian and Gabby after they hadn't heard from them. It wasn't until after contacting detectives that they learned Brian was home, Gabby was not. They told Dr. Phil that his parents never responded to any of their calls or any of their texts, and that it's all been an emotional roller coaster.
How do you feel about it?
I'm angry. I know who the last person was that was with her. I can't point fingers until we know for sure, but...
Gabby's family went on to tell Dr. Phil they do believe Brian is alive, and they asked Brian to turn himself in.
Alright guys, so I cannot recover the map. It really sucks, man. Hurts bad. Hurts bad. Ugh. So, we went through a lot of decent information tonight. It was a bad night for me, guys. I'm sorry. Do you guys want to take a look at the autopsy video before, I think I'm going to close this live stream out. It really hurts, guys. I'm really sorry about everything. It was a bad night. I'm catching up on your comments. Yes, Iced Coffee, the article I pulled up was wrong. Heather Henderson, talk about them. That's what he's speaking on. Paul Ward. Crystal and Kylan both killed on the 17th. Brian flew to Florida. Yes, it's proven now that Brian did fly to Florida. That did happen. And is proven. FlightLife let this blow up. Thanks, Heather. Kathy said, okay, August 18th, the 2 women's bodies were found. There are a lot of inaccurate articles out there. Sorry. Kylan and Crystal were found. I do have it marked on here. Yeah, I have it marked as August 18th. Kylan and Crystal were found. And the last time they were seen was August 13th. August 12th, August 13th at that Woody's Tavern. Christy said, Will's TV Chopper 5 apparently has a picture of Gabby dead. Whoa. Let's see if I can find that. I don't even know if I want to, but it would help in plotting things out, though. Camila, no worries. Thank you, Camila. You know, when you start doing all this, because, dude, I don't really know if there's anybody really doing all this research, but when you run all these programs, even on a Mac, it's hurting my Mac. It's dragging the Mac. Like, running Photoshop and videos in 4K like that, it's hurting the Mac. But the Mac is holding strong. But tonight was a tragedy. I don't know what happened with the Mac. I had so much prepared for you guys. And that's probably why it crashed too. Because I had like 20 windows ready to show you guys all of this stuff. And it was like the timeline. I had the timeline worked out so perfectly. Like, I can map almost every day of their trip, guys. It hurts so bad. You don't even understand. When I looked at Google Earth and I started telling you guys the map and then realizing that the points weren't there. That hurt bad. Paul Ward said Gabby stayed in Utah while he traveled to Florida. He came back to kill Gabby. Possible. Heather Anderson, babe, I'm glad you're back. Thank you, Heather. Iced Coffee, 18th would mean they were killed around the 14th day after Brian stayed at a hotel. Yeah, Brian stayed at the hotel on the 12th. And there's a lot of conjecture about the Woody's Tavern video, but it was on the 12th. But a witness came forward and said the 13th, I believe, and they got it wrong. It was the 12th. Because I think the last time they were seen was at like 9 p.m. at a bar, so people couldn't get the date correct. Because, you know, you stay past 12 most of the time. But they didn't stay past 12. They left the bar around 9 p.m. And that was the last time they were seen. And Crystal worked at McDonald's. And a lot of people don't talk about this. Crystal worked at McDonald's, which I can show you right here. I used to have it marked on the map. I don't think I do. But Crystal worked at McDonald's, which is also right down the street. This is also another possible connection point. Where Gabby and Brian could have ran into Crystal. I'll show you real quick. Because I don't even mark it on my map because I haven't brought it up to you guys yet. Yeah, see, I know right where it was. So this is the McDonald's right here, okay? Crystal worked at this McDonald's also. And if you look in the grand scheme of things, here's the McDonald's. Here is the tavern, Woody's Tavern. Here is Moonflower. Let me full screen so you guys can see better. So here's the McDonald's coming into Moab, the little town. Here is Woody's Tavern, the last place Colin and Crystal were seen. Here is Moonflower. And here is where the hotel is where Brian stayed at. So see, the hotel and Moonflower are, you can see both buildings from each other. Okay? So the McDonald's, Crystal worked at this McDonald's right here. And they had two vehicles, Crystal and Kylan. They had a van, and I can't quote it right offhand. They had another vehicle. And Crystal left her van that night, parked at the McDonald's. She always left it there, witnesses said. And they had left in another vehicle. And they went to their campsite, or they were at Woody's Tavern that night. They left Woody's Tavern around 9, and then they talked to witnesses at Woody's Tavern, and they said there's a strange guy around their campsite, and that they were going to move. So here's where the McDonald's, where Brian's hotel was, Woody's Tavern is all right here, okay, where it's blinking. And then their campsite is right here. This was their original campsite. It's up here in like the mountainous region. Okay, Arches National Park, where Brian and Gabby were, is right here. These green markers. My Google Earth jumped way back, because even these markers are way back. It's crazy. So here's Arches National Park up here. Here's where their original campsite was. Their bodies were discovered 4 days later, August 18th, right here. So not far from their original campsite. Now the girl who discovered their bodies, the first place she went when she went looking for Kylan and Crystal was the McDonald's. And she stopped in and she talked to their manager. And she actually checked the van, because the van was still parked at the McDonald's. And then she went out towards the old campsite, because nobody could find them. And actually, the friend actually found Kylan and Crystal. It's really sad when you read the story, because she said she came down a road or a ravine, and she seen one of them laying in a creek with no pants on and shirt half pulled up. It's really sad. Really sad. Like whoever does stuff like that, like they deserve the electric chair. Like, terrible human being. So yeah. So basically what I'm gonna do is, like I was telling you guys, okay? So now all these stories at the top of their Instagram pages need to be mapped. Because I never put these on the map, because I couldn't tell the exact dates of when these pictures and videos were posted. But like I said, so now since figuring out that you can go up here and pull the date like that, now all of these pictures and videos can be mapped to our map. And it's our map, because you guys are contributing to it just as much as I am. So now all of these stories on top of Gabby's Instagram page. And I did this already. It just got lost in the computer crash. It's so sad and sucky. All of these need to be mapped to our map. And there's multiple pictures and videos in these stories that you would not see down here on our regular pages. They're only shared to these stories. And it's both Gabby's Instagram and Brian's Instagram have these stories. And there's multiple pictures and videos in all of these stories that no one's mapped. Really, the map you're looking at right here, I've seen maps online, but not like this. I mean, this is like an investigation is going on, dude. Like, this is serious mapping of their whole trip. And then eventually it's going to hopefully try to lead us to Brian Laundrie. So I have to map all of those stories, pictures, and videos to this map. And I had it prepared for you guys, and then crash. And it destroyed everything. And I'm really sorry about that, guys. Tedessa, can anyone or Christy post links for Will's TV Chopper 5 footage? Kathy, is that the footage right there that you're posting? Does it show her body? I don't know if I could show that on YouTube, though. I mean, I guess it is on YouTube, but I don't know if I can show that. YouTube is crazy, guys. But now you are flowing. Lost Tech got. Now you're back on stream. Yeah, I know. Like, I could sit here and do it with you guys right now, but it's already 12:30. Literally, it's probably going to take like 2 hours. And that's just to get the plots back on the map. And that's not even like we can go in after we do that and go, okay, look at this that we learned, look at that we learned. And I can't just say it off the top because it's so many new dates and so many pictures and videos that I just can't do it, guys. So this is what I'm going to promise you guys. This is what I'm going to promise. Tomorrow. And I want your input on this in the comments. What time I can come on during the day, anytime tomorrow or at night. So, and I will go through with you guys and I will plot these new plots, these new points and pictures and videos on the map with you guys and show you exactly how I do, how I plot the points. And then we will figure out the final real drive path, or our speculative pretty much drive path, but we know all the points from A to Z, exactly where they went from their social media post. And yes, the dates could be off a day or two, because not because of Instagram. We will have the right dates according to Instagram, but they could also post pictures and videos a day later or a day. But I don't think they did too often, because when I mapped these points that I was going to show you for tonight's video, they all lined up pretty accurate, and you could almost see Gabby and Brian's trip. Like, for example, the tablet video that I was just showing you, where no one knew where that tablet video was taken, right? You wouldn't know unless you had it mapped out in a timeline and you knew the dates. So then you could go, okay, this tablet video was July 17th, just for example. Where were they? Look at the map, July 17th. Oh, they were in Canyonlands. And that's just an example. I'm not saying they were there. Oh, okay, so the tablet video was at Canyonlands, and now you figure it out. So I'm going to go through and do that with you guys to make up for this horrible stream of tonight that, I mean, it wasn't horrible. We did examine the van. We did still do some good and interesting things. We looked at the possible axle. We looked at whether there was a jack under the van. We found damage on the van. We measured if there was a possible axle next to the van. We still did a decent amount of work tonight, even though it was computer trash night. So, let me see in the comments. Her body wasn't filmed. It's helicopter footage of the area. Alright, can you send it to me on Messenger, Kathy? And I will lock it down. I mean, unless you guys want me to play it now. Do you want to see it now? Ice Coffee said, I watched one, but what I think was the body just looked like a black bag. Paul Ward said, it's 5:30 a.m. here in the UK. Wow. Good morning, Paul. Tedessa said, TV, thank you guys. No problem, Tedessa. Heather said, guys way. Epiphany said, no info about whereabouts from 13th through the 17th when she checks into Salt Lake City. No confirmation when he came to police station and signed docs for Gabby. Body cam cop explains. Yeah. Nightmare said, this is not the right footage that shows her resting place. Paul Ward said, we'll find Brian Laundrie. This is a profile. Yes, we will. Yup, exactly, Paul. We're building a profile. Exactly. We're going to build it out, too. Kathy said, I don't think they ever had them sign docs. If they did, it was never spoken about again after the body cam. Heather said, guys, watch Grizzly True Crime. Okay, I'll look him up, Heather. Night Mag, do you remember what channel it was on? I can look for it. Insomnia. So you guys are all talking about the Chopper video. Yeah, send me that. Whatever Chopper videos you got, you can send them to my email too at rightflightlife@gmail.com or share them in the chat, and then I'm sure some of my moderators will send them to me too. Paul Ward said insomnia. Hey, I know about insomnia, man, especially doing these investigations. I definitely get insomnia sometimes. Mike Vecchio said bottom line is this. Nightmare. Just search Chopper footage of Spray Creek, Gabby Petito. I got you, Nightmare. I will too. I'll definitely look that up. I think Kathy did send me a message. I heard my phone go off. Mike Vecchio said he killed her, lost control, panicked, and now we are here. Yup. It's a good possibility. Good possibility, Tedessa. They said it doesn't show the body. Okay. Yeah, Kathy said I sent it on Messenger. Thank you, Kathy. It does, Chopper 5. I want to see. Okay. Alright, I'll pull it up. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Kevin Bacon here, and I want to give you a chance to win.
My computer just lag tonight, man. I can't even stop it before the ad comes up. Yeah, so from that video right there, I can try to narrow down the exact location of where Gabby Petito's body was discovered. I did do a lot of research when I put this map together of exactly where her body was found. Like, if you look at my map, show you really quick. So I had her body, like, here's the van. This was the van, and like straight out across, and I had her body right here. And how I found this exact point was reading through a lot of Reddit posts of other people doing research, trying to figure out where it was, watching different videos, and I found it to be like right here is where her body was, and the van was right here. Now I will look at that chopper video though, and see if I can narrow down it closer. Now remember when we were looking in the field and we thought we saw a car out in the distance, and there was that thing in the field? So if you look like at this angle right here, if there was a car, say way out across the field, it lines up with the road that actually goes behind. So the van was like right here in this location, and there's a road that runs like that. See that? It splits off like this. So say Gabby's van was right here, and then you go down the road, and then it splits off, and there's another road that goes up like this. And then this is also Spray Creek Road right here. So there's one road that goes up around like the little mountains here, and it goes up towards where Brian was hiking at. And then there's another road that goes like this that runs parallel to the Spray Creek Road. So when we were looking in the field and that shadow thing and all that, that was like right here, like somewhere in the field, in this part of the where we were looking. And yeah, I had her body like it right in this region. Now, that might be too far out, so I might have to take a look, because I know the creek is like right here. So I have to take a look. She was 300 yards from the van. So if I measure, I can measure yards. Let me see. So yeah, my point from the van pretty much to where I had her marked, her body found, was about 265 yards. So I was pretty close. But I have to narrow that down even closer too by the chopper video. We'll see them. Mike said he thinks he is special type of man. Trust me, narcissist. Nightmare said this is not the right video. Tedessa said sure. Kathy said once we know what court trial is at, they usually post them on court website during discovery phase. Nightmare44 sent the right video to your email. Okay. We have latitude and longitude. She was out 300 yards from van. I just found it on YouTube. Nightmare at 5:30, a guy with a blue jacket moves away, and there she is. Ted, you all right? What was that, buddy? Paul said it's about 900 yards, the police said. I don't think I can copy that out of the chat, Kath. Maybe. Oh, I can. It's interesting. And try to punch it in. Take the longitude out of it. No. I don't know why it won't work. Did it take the space? Took the space away. Whoa. No, that's definitely not it. I'll have to punch it in. I can't believe I could copy your coordinates out of the chat like that, though, Kathy. But I have to type it in. Because I ain't going to be able to paste it properly, though. Police said, Paul, oh, I didn't know that, Truth Seeker. I'm in English. That's my excuse. Kathy said, I do not know if the media source of that Latin long is accurate, though. Alright, well, I'll look it up. Do you guys want to watch the autopsy video? Did everybody see that? We could watch the autopsy video and then close this video out for the night. Again, in the comments, let me know what you like. How about, say, 3 o'clock tomorrow? Oh, yeah, the hand. I was going to do a video on that tonight. 7, that was one of the pictures I lost with it that I had loaded. What would you like me to look at? I do have the picture. What would you like me to look at? Let me know. And maybe I can do that also. Where is the hand in the picture that you believe you're seeing, 7? Alright, pull it up real quick. See, I had that prepared for you guys. I was going to look at that. I lost everything, man. Sad. So sad, man. You guys don't understand. I put so much work in this stuff. Makes me upset. Alright, here's the picture. I had it prepped because I was going to look at it. This is the picture you're talking about, right? Is this the right picture? Oh yeah, let me pull up my email. I think I can without the body picture. So yeah, let me know, 7, and I'll take a look. Let me know if that's the right picture, and hold on one second, I'm gonna pull my email up. Damn it. 7 said yeah. It's in the corner of the box where she bends over and reaches. Yes, there is. That picture comes from a video. The picture is still from the chopper. Yeah, this is from a drone video. In the corner of the box. Right box or left box? I gotta open Photoshop again real quick. Let me just open up Photoshop. I guess we'll close down the map for tonight, because lost all my points on the map. Sad, sad day. And let me pull up the garden box video. I mean picture. Alright, just getting back to the comments. You have to use the video version of it. There is a video of it, bud. Okay. I don't know where they found it, but someone said Will's TV. I have my doubts about the photo being authentic. I'll hunt it down tonight. I was referring to her resting place video. It's on YouTube. The flower bed has been debunked on TikTok. Some mom in a carpool line created that distraction, Christy said. Heather Henderson said you'll find them. Don't give up. We're all till here. Keep grinding. Oh, I'm still grinding. I'm definitely not giving up. Believe that. If Kathy could tell you anything, I don't give up easily. I might go away for a little bit, because if I don't, I'll lose my sanity, because I get too deep. I get too laser focused at times. So I gotta break away for a little bit. But I don't plan on doing that ever again with this channel, guys. Like, I'm on this channel. I try to make sure I post a video a week. At least that was my old schedule when I was doing the drone videos. Like I was saying in the chat earlier, like, my plan with this channel is, like, for instance, cases like this, the Gabby Petito case. I wish I had the coin to be able to actually go to Wyoming. And guys, I don't have no kids. You know, it's just me. That's how I like it a lot of times. And I live just me pretty much. And I love to shoot videos. That takes up most of my life, shooting videos all the time and making videos like this or analyzing videos. This is what I like to do. So if I had the money, I'd be in Wyoming in a heartbeat. And I would have all my drones with me, and I would have this on lock, guys. Like if you guys asked me, like, is that a stump in the field or not, I'd have my drone over there. And I can live stream from my drones straight just like this. And I can make my drones a camera angle just like this. So I could be talking to you just like this, doing all this like I'm doing, and have my drone as a camera angle. Yeah, Kathy, up road trip. So that's where I really want to go with this channel. And then at the same time, I'll do my own films of, like, travel videos and stuff like that. And then also drone videos and stuff like that. That'll all go alongside with whatever investigation I'm working. So that's my plan. And right now I've been sticking to one video a week. That's what I've been doing. I've really upped the ante, though, with these live streams, because I've been doing these live streams back to back to back to back, because I really want to examine this information and try to help the case. And I've been locked in. So for sure, I'm going to try to come up with a schedule for you guys so that you know when I'm going to go live. Like this live stream, how it was prepped way ahead of time so you guys got the notification. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure you ring the bell and set all notifications. And I'll always try to make sure I schedule the live streams way out so that you know what date and time I'm coming on. 7, I see you. The video, there's a video, Kim put the link here. There's actually an even longer video. Alright, 7. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to download the video, though. And I can't do that while I'm on the live stream. But, I'll download the video tonight. And, I'll have that prep for tomorrow's live stream once I have all this worked out. And, when I come on to show you guys the new map tomorrow, like I said, I'll try to be like 3, if that works for everybody. It'll be 3 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the East Coast, USA. So that's probably about the time I'll come on, and I'll have all the map points ready, and some not, probably. And I'll work through it with you guys. And then 7, I'll have the garden box video here. And I'll try to really look at the garden box like I looked at the van video. But I'm really glad we took a look at this picture. This picture blew me away, guys, because I didn't really examine it. This picture right here is a good picture. So what I'll do, if you want a copy of this picture, trying to think of how I could get it to you guys. You can join my Facebook group. It's called Truth Tracker, Truth Network. Right? I believe that's what it's called. Yeah. Truth Tracker, Truth Network. Or just look up on Facebook, Truth Tracker. And I'll come right up. You should see me. Actually, the links are in the description of this video. To all my pages. And like pictures like this that I design up for us to look at. I'll post them all in the group after every live stream. So you guys can get copies of them yourself to really look at. I think this might have saved the night somewhat looking at these pictures, because you can really see the damage on the van in the Bethune video compared to look at the van in older videos. I mean, that's crazy difference right there. That's wild. So I will post this in my Facebook group if you guys want to come over there and check it out. And I'll post it on the Truth Tracker page. I also have a FlightLife Facebook page. I believe it's facebook.com/FlightLife here. I believe that's the link to that. My dog just scared me. He came out of nowhere. He jumped on me. Getting back to your comments. Heather said, I'm a new watcher. You're on the mark. Heather's here. You're on the mark. I'll share, sub you every day. Thank you, Heather. I love that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. 7 said, sure can, gladly. I'm trying to get it out there. Thank you, 7. Me too. Me too. Thank you for working with me. Paul said, love the live streams. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate you guys so much. You guys make me want to do live streams every day. I'm trying to push for that. Tedessa said, Brian had large hands. Gabby had a tiny swan-like neck. Wouldn't take much for him to kill her. I hate him. Look, I agree. I mean, it's pretty evident that they were physical with each other. Absolutely, because look at the body cam video. So, and then that van damage, that looks even more suspicious. So, the fact he drove the van home is the worst suspicion ever from the get-go. That makes no sense. Heather Henderson, I've been sharing, don't worry. Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much. Make sure all you guys join my Facebook group so we can share those pictures to each other like that. Thank you, Kathy, for sharing the links. Thank you so much, Kathy. Heather. Also, I was talking about it in the chat earlier. I also have the setup to take live calls, which could be through Skype. Or I might even set up like a WhatsApp and you could just call a number and I could just hook my phone up to the computer. It would work that way too if you don't want to be on video. But I can take live calls. I've been testing it, and it does work, even though the computer went through crash mode today. Link to Facebook group. Heather said, Maps, I love it. Hour early for me. I'll go in lunch to watch all my girls. No, I watch your stream. Thank you, Heather. That sounds awesome. 7 said, don't hang with Facebook, bummer. You don't hang with Facebook? I'm trying to think of another way I could get it to you guys, like a site. There ain't really no site except for like them pay for sites like Patreon or something like that, and I don't want to put you guys through that. Yeah, it's like Facebook's the only place, other than maybe I can post it to YouTube somehow, like in the community feed. If you go on my YouTube page, there's a community tab, and I can leave comments on there that you guys can see, and then you can comment back where they're not videos. It's just like a post. It's kind of like a Facebook post, and I think I can add pictures to that, I'm pretty sure. So I might be able to put those pictures on that comment feed. Carmelia said, love fur babies. Yeah, I love my little Ted. I got a little chihuahua. My little chihuahua, he's going crazy because I've been doing all these live streams. He don't know what to do with himself. Kathy said, flew home, round trip, then drove van home. Yeah, it makes no sense. No sense whatsoever at all. The van driving home makes him look like a retard. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say retard. That's wrong. And a misuse of saying something like that. That makes him look stupid. Heather, that'd be awesome. Iced coffee. Look forward to catching tomorrow's stream. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Iced coffee. Come with your guns loaded. I want to hear everything you got to say. And I look forward to showing you guys this map. Discord. I never thought of Discord, Christy. That's a good point. Maybe I'll look into that. I've never used Discord before. I'm not really much of a game person. I used to be big on games when I was younger. But I stopped playing games because I started making videos, and I wanted to put all my focus and attention on making videos. Kathy said, yes, YouTube community tab will let you post pictures. There you go. So that's where you guys could look at the pictures and comment back to me if you want. So I can post these pictures that you're seeing in the community tab on my YouTube page. You go on my YouTube page, youtube.com/FlightLife. Go to the community tab. It'll say community, and then I'll post the pictures up there, and you can comment or give me a thumbs up. Let me know you got them. And Kathy, that works with me, one of my moderators in the chat, is on Twitter. If you want to follow her, Jamcat Detroit. She's in the chat there. Heather said, you'll get it figured out. New channel. Let us know where to go. We will follow. For sure. Gotcha. And Kathy has a YouTube channel too. She's posted it in the comments right there that you guys can check out. She posts a lot of videos also. 7. Hey, thanks. Glad I found you. Check your email shortly. Gotcha, 7. Alright, guys. So has everybody seen the autopsy video that came out earlier today, or do you want to see it? Because I do have it prepped here. I could play it if you want to watch that, and then we could sign off for tonight. Let me know in the comments if anybody hasn't seen the autopsy video, because that was one of the videos I had prepped before the crash. Can I do a poll? Oh, I can't do it right here. I was going to do a poll. No, don't do that. Alright, Heather said I seen. I'm sure everybody's seen it. Might be something to just leave off. for tonight. Hey, even though it was a hectic live stream, we've been live now for 3 hours. We still did a lot. I guess, you know what, it's really me. It just gets to me when things don't go according to how I see it, like how my plan was. But we have been live for 3 hours, guys, which is awesome. Time flies. Like, I love doing this, so time just flies by. But I try to always make sure I have a goal. Like I don't mind talking like this, but I feel like I'm not really doing anything to help. Like, I'd rather be showing you stuff or trying to figure out something than just be talking, even though I really like talking to you guys. Heather already know. Oh, Truth Seekers or Kathy said yes, play it please. I saw it, but it would be good to watch again with this group. Okay. We can crack it open, Kathy. Here we go. We're going to check out the autopsy video.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry about the audio issue. I'm Dr. Brent Blue, Teton County, Wyoming coroner. After a detailed investigation by our forensic pathologist, our anthropologist, and local law enforcement, with assistance from the FBI, the Teton County Coroner's Office is following the following verdict. In the manner of death of Gabrielle Venora Petito, we find the cause and manner to be death by strangulation, and manner is homicide. By Wyoming state statute, only the cause and manner of death are released. Their autopsy findings and photographs and that sort of material is not released by state statute. And I'll be glad to entertain some questions at this time.
Hi, Brent. This is Alex with the News and Guide. Could you hear me?
Yes.
I'm curious whether you're able to pinpoint a date of death and when, and if you know whether or when Gabby's remains will be returned to her family.
The remains have been returned to the mortuary here, and the mortuary is dealing with the family at this time as far as the disposition of the remains. As far as the time of death, we are estimating 3 to 4 weeks from the time that the body was found. That is actually determined more by law enforcement than our office.
Chris, Vivian, you are able to ask your question.
What's the question? I didn't hear a question.
Chris, I believe that you are muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Okay, it's John Walsh from In Pursuit with John Walsh on Discovery ID. Dr. Blue, thank you for your time. I think everybody in the world believes that Brian Laundrie killed Gabby. With your extensive work on the body, are you sure that it's Brian Laundrie? And will the FBI issue a nationwide homicide warrant now that they know the cause of death?
We are only tasked with the determination of cause and manner of death. Who committed the homicide is up to law enforcement, and I cannot answer the question about the FBI. You would have to contact them.
Jeremy Kopis, you are now allowed to ask your question.
Yes, hello, doctor. If you could please, can you comment on any other bruising, maybe on the body that possibly was healing, possibly older bruises or cuts that might have been healing over the last couple of weeks before her passing?
By Wyoming state statute, no other information about the autopsy is released, just the cause of death.
Hi there, this is Heather Lee, a reporter at ABC Action News in Tampa, Florida. I just wanted to know if you could explain why it took about a month for this process to finish. I think a lot of people were hoping that they would learn this information sooner. So I just think if you could just explain the process and why it took a month.
Well, the main reason was that we were very exacting in our examination and the detail by which that examination was done. We were waiting for various specialists to come in and help us with this investigation. We were waiting on toxicology to be returned, and it was just a matter of making sure we had everything right.
Thank you.
Is there another question?
Brian Enton. I believe you're unmuted right now. Okay. Steve Fabian.
Yes, hi, doctor. How are you? I am curious if any DNA samples were taken from Gabby's remains, and also if the body was intact. Are you able to tell us the condition of Gabby's remains?
I can tell you the DNA samples were taken by law enforcement, and all I can tell you about remains is that the body was outside for 3 to 4 weeks.
Chris Vivian, do you have your hand up?
Was that a question? I didn't hear the question there.
Question. Dr. Blue?
Yes.
It's John Walsh again from In Pursuit with John Walsh. You will probably be the most important witness at the trial. And I asked you before how confident you feel that Brian Laundrie, and you know, they use the semantics, he was a person of interest. I'm old school. He was the only suspect ever. And I just wonder, you're going to be the most important guy at the trial, probably. Do you have any doubts it's Brian Laundrie?
I can't make any comment about any suspects because we are not involved in that part of the investigation. We are only involved in the investigation of the body of the deceased. So who committed the homicide is really to be determined by law enforcement.
Right, but I thank you for your hard work. And I always say in so many cases I've been involved in, let the pathologist and the coroner do their work no matter how long it takes. So I think you've probably done a really good job on this case. Thank you for your time.
Hey there, doctor. This is Rochelle Aline with ABC Action News in Tampa. Just a quick question. Can you kind of walk us through the process to how you arrived at this specific manner of death?
In the state of Wyoming, there are 4 possibilities for the manner of death. They are homicide, suicide, accident, and natural. And those are the 4 choices. When we do an investigation, we look at the crime scene or the scene of the death, the scene of the body, the condition of the body, and findings at autopsy and toxicology. And that is how we arrive at the manner of death. So it really depends on lots of different circumstances.
Dr. Stephen Fabian again from Inside Edition. Can you tell us if the body was buried when it was discovered or if the body was on the surface?
I can't tell you that. That's would be something you'd have to ask the FBI because we're not allowed to release that information.
Kelly Vaughn. Do you have a question, Kelly Vaughn? We have Brian Enting in the chat who has a question. What's your question, Brian? Was there any impact on her body from weather or wild animals in the national park?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Was there any impact on her body from weather or wild animals in the national park?
All I can really comment about that is that her body was outside in the wilderness for 3 to 4 weeks.
KSL assignment, you are unmuted. KSL assignment.
Hello, Dan Rascone here from KSL TV in Salt Lake. Dr. Blue, can you tell us at all whether or not, was it believed that she was murdered there at that location, or is it any indication that her body was drugged there or taken there, or can you give us any indication there?
I can't comment on that. That would be something you'd have to speak with the law enforcement or the FBI.
Matthew Sella. Matthew Sella, do you have a question?
Hey, Dr. Blue. It's actually Jimmy from dailymail.com in New York here. What were the results of the toxicology report? And is there any suggestion that Gabby had any drugs in her system? And if so, what were they?
The results of the toxicology are not public knowledge by Wyoming Institute, so I can't comment about that.
Thank you.
We have a question from the chat. Was Gabby Petito pregnant?
She was not pregnant.
Thomas Taupe.
Hi, doctor. My question, did you seek the advice of a forensic entomologist or forensic botanist during the course of your investigation?
The FBI has sent materials to a forensic entomologist.
WPBF 25 News.
Hi, doctor. This is Terry Parker from WPBF in Palm Beach County, Florida. I'm wondering if you said you were very thorough in this autopsy and examination. Could you give us an example of the type of test and analysis you performed?
This autopsy included a whole body CAT scan, a examination by a forensic pathologist, an examination by a forensic anthropologist, and toxicology evaluation. So we pretty much covered all the bases.
Jeremy Kopis.
Yes, doctor, thank you for taking the question again. You mentioned that strangulation is the cause of death. Can you talk about how you came to that conclusion?
I cannot. That is part of the autopsy findings and is not discoverable by Wyoming statute.
Was there any other cause of death that was a possibility in this case?
Well, we look at all causes, all possibilities when we try to determine cause of death, but this is the cause of death that we determined.
I have a question from chat. It is, was the manner of death obvious? Strangulation marks, bones, injured neck.
The man, nothing is obvious in a situation like this. So detailed analysis was used both to determine manner and cause of death. I can't go into details on how we made those decisions.
Kristen Thorne.
Yes, hi, Doctor. Kristen Thorne with WABC in New York. Could you just please repeat about how long you believe the body was out there? Unfortunately, the last time you spoke, we just didn't get a good film shot of you saying that. Would you mind repeating that?
Our initial determination is the body was in the wilderness for 3 to 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Jorge Fitzgibbon. You have to unmute. I believe you're still muted.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, Dr. Blue. Relating back to the date of death, is there a date listed on the death certificate?
The death certificate has not been completed at this time, and the death certificates of the state of Wyoming allow for approximate dates and variability in those dates. So I doubt, well, there will not be an exact date of death on the death certificate.
Eileen with News 12.
Hi, Doctor. This is Eileen LaPalmer from News 12. We sort of asked it a little bit, but is there a way that you can explain how you know that it was strangulation? Sometimes I know that a hyoid bone could be missing. Is that something that you discovered in this case?
I can't comment on that because it would be a finding of the autopsy. And as I stated before, in the state of Wyoming, the autopsy results are not public knowledge.
So then you can't clarify whether it was manual strangulation or with an item, correct?
That's correct.
Michael Ruiz.
Thanks for making time for us, Doctor. Was the entire examination conducted at your lab in Jackson, or was Gabby Petito's body shipped to another facility?
The examination was done entirely at our org in Teton County, Wyoming.
Anna Gregorio.
Gregorio. It's actually Ashley Banfield with News Nation. Doctor, thank you for taking the time today. Can I ask you if from the very beginning of your process, was it obvious that the cause, not the manner, that the cause was strangulation and that you just needed this time to prove it out? Or were you completely unaware from the beginning what the cause of death was for Gabby Petito and had to resolve through a number of puzzle-solving manners and other experts to arrive at that final cause determination?
In a situation like this, nothing is obvious. And so the cause of death required investigation.
We have a William Walkie.
Hey there, Dr. Blue. My name is Will. I'm from KHOL Jacksonville Community Radio here in Jackson. You know, you're a small town coroner here in Western Wyoming. This case got so much national attention, as we can see right now. Can you speak on what it was like doing your job with such a big spotlight on you? Thanks.
Well, it was quite the media circus and continues to be. Unfortunately, this is only one of many deaths around the country of people who are involved in domestic violence. And it's unfortunate that these other deaths do not get as much coverage as this one. I'm assuming that because the deceased was a blogger, that this received more coverage than others. But there are a lot of both men and women who have lost their lives that aren't covered with this kind of media attention.
Francis DeFiore.
Yes, hello. This is Francis DiFiore from the Port Charlotte Sun. Just want to go back to my previous question, although I imagine your response. Is there anything you can tell us about how exactly you determined it was a 3 to 4 week period before death?
I can't go into that kind of information at this time.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Why don't we
We
take
have-
one more question then?
We have the snack squad.
Hey, this is Andy Mercado from Mercado Media. Could you go over the length of time the autopsy report took? And thank you for your time, Dr. Blue.
Well, the length of time was involved in the sense that we received a report from the investigating and examining forensic pathologist. We had a report done by our anthropologist, and we had toxicology studies that were done in addition to the report from the radiologic studies. So all these came together, and that's what took time for us to complete this investigation.
Hi, doctor. Could you speak to the state of decomposition, and did that at all hinder your investigation?
No, I can't comment on that.
Dr. Blue, would you like to take any more questions?
Unless there's other specific questions that haven't been answered already, why don't we close this? And thank you all very much for your participation. And I can tell you that I will not be answering any other detailed questions about the autopsy. As I said, state statute prevents us from doing that. So contacting me by email and phone is not going to reveal any additional information. But thank you for your time, and I appreciate your interest.
Dr. Blue, I have one more question. Is there a way to determine if this was accidental or deliberate?
You mean in the sense of a homicide?
Yes.
That would be up to law enforcement to make that determination.
Great, thank you.
Again, thank you all very much for your time.
And there is the autopsy report by the coroner of Wyoming, Grand Teton, Wyoming. And I think that just about wraps up this live stream, guys. We were having some interesting conversations in the chat while that was playing. I think the big question is, why did Brian Laundrie hitchhike? And things don't add up with the dates of the Red, White, and Bethune video and with Brian's hitchhiking. So tomorrow I will be back on the live stream. I'm going to try to be on at 3 o'clock. I will schedule the live stream ahead of time so that a notification goes out. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you ring the bell next to the subscribe button and you set it to all notifications so that you get a notification ahead of time that we're going to be going live. And tomorrow I'll probably use the same thumbnail as this video, and I'm going to be going into the Facebook stories with you guys and replotting this map because there's a lot of information that we couldn't narrow down specifically about the timeline, and that's what I was planning to do in this video, a large portion of this video, and just had a computer crash that completely wiped out my map. So I'm going to have to go back in and replot those points. And I might do that on air live with you guys so you guys can see it as we go along, because that helps in the understanding process of it. Or I might plot them out beforehand and then go through them with you guys, and then we'll go through all the pictures and videos. And also I will download, I believe his name was Chris, I might be getting his name, Seven, his name was Seven. I'll get the garden box video so we can go through it and check it out, and see if we can find a hand, because anything's possible. If the FBI, the police, Dog the Bounty Hunter can't find Brian Laundrie, I guess anything is possible at this point. So we should keep our minds open to all possibilities. So just reading the comments. Several weeks after death. Everyone have a good night. You too, Kathy. Thank you for sticking around through the live stream and helping me out. I really appreciate it, Kathy. You're always there for me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure you go follow her channels. She had them posted in the chat. She said hitchhike drivers could have just made it up to get attention. Maybe. I guess so. That's possible, Kathy. Iced Coffee said, what was the date and time of hitchhiking again? I don't have my map pulled up right now, but it was around the 28th and 29th. Or it was the 29th. Kathy said in the comments. But I closed my map while I was playing the video, so I can't really tell you the exact dates, but I'm sure she knows in the comments right there. She said the 29th. Iced Coffee. Camila, thanks for your stream. No problem, Camelia. I want to say Camelia. Camila. Kind of sounds like Camelia. Camila. I like that name. Is there an R in there? Carmela. Oh my God, man. God, today has just not been my day. I'm so sorry. Carmela. God, what is up with me today, guys? Thank you so much, Carmela. Definitely stick around. I hope to see you tomorrow in the live stream. We're going to be going through so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Iced Coffee. Thank you, Iced Coffee, for sticking around. I will see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. I'm wore out from dealing with all these issues and computer problems and everything else. It's got me beat tonight, guys. Beat me down. Kathy said both hitchhikers were the same day and were an hour apart. 8:29. All right, guys. I'm closing out the stream for tonight. I promise tomorrow it'll be much better. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a good night. Stay safe out there. And if you learn anything new that I don't know, shoot me an email at writeflightlife@gmail.com, or in the description of this video are the links to my pages on Facebook. Join them. Definitely keep the conversation going. Soon we're going to be working on the Brian Laundrie sightings map. That's going to be huge, and I know you guys will be right there with me. So everybody have a good night. Again, stay safe.